Oh my God, shut up.
That's so weird. Why? That's like calling your dude daddy. Why would you, like, if I'm banging the shit out of my wife, and I'm just like, and she's going, oh, daddy, daddy, give it to me.
That's creepy.
That's incredibly weird.
It's creepy. What are you doing?
How did that happen? How did we get to that point where that's what women do? Oh, daddy,
Because we get it from
daddy.
the fucking idiots that want to see the schoolgirls with the ponytails in the uniform. Where else would they get it from?
Never asked my wife to dress up like a schoolgirl.
Fucking sick, dude.
She actually wanted to. She was actually
As
like,
soon as you want it,
right.
these sick ass men want.
When we first met, she was like, you want me to wear this outfit? And I'm like, no, and don't shave your pussy either. Because that's gross. She was like, I wasn't going to. Look at, he's so macho. Look how macho he is. Look how macho he is, all 3'8". That dude's been laid by so many banger chicks. He's Scott Kahn's kid. He's been famous since he was born. And he's good looking. And he's got a good voice. And he's got a presence about him because he's Scott Kahn's kid. If anybody else in that position, being that small and balding, they wouldn't have that kind of confidence. Most people, I'll say.
In real life, I guess he's really funny.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It comes across in this character that's who I assume he plays the same character in every single time. He's Tweeter. He'll always be Tweeter. Varsity Blues.
I barely remember that movie. It wasn't very significant.
It's not a great movie, but it does come with the line, "I don't want your life." So you always remember that. So here we are today. We've done a pretty good job of listening to TBG lately. We've listened to My Head Radio yesterday. We listened to the whole My Head Radio catalog yesterday. Boy, that was a blast from the past. Definitely.
We can do the impossible. We do it every day. The things once thought illogical, we prove and prove away. The lines we saw.
But today is the last feed as a 46-year-old.
You is old.
Yeah, I sure the fuck am. Old.
Old crusty guy. I know you probably
Crusty
forgot
cream.
what you were doing, but
The best part is she could never say anything to me. Jesus is God. Goddamn stupid. Jesus is goddamn ridiculous.
redonkulous even.
Jesus is goddamn awful. So stupid. So stupid. By the way, let's share real quick. Let's do this. Sorry about that. Oh, the fighting. They fighting now. Thaddeus is sending me shit. Random shit. I love when people just send me random shit. Like you stumble across some level of conspiracy something, so you think I should know it. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. You understand that most of the time I just don't give a shit.
You understand when people find something like that
I know.
and think of you.
Oh, I know. I think it's great.
It's shitty of you to be like, I don't care.
No, it's me being honest and me telling you, listen, I don't care about that because it's not. This is how they distract us. This is what they're distracting us with. So unfortunately, your best efforts are for nothing. You're being duped. Why do you say that? Say what? Anything about religion being stupid? Because it is. I'm really struggling with this. Pain quill?
Yeah.
Now there's a pain reliever, so just in case regular NyQuil wasn't fucking you up enough, here's some pain quill.
I like how they try to pretend like that's better than pharmaceuticals. You know.
Well, it probably is. There's
No,
less
it's
less for you to digest.
all toxic.
Yeah, but it's like a 9 toxic and compared to a 10. But the question isn't why do I not believe in that shit. The question is why do you? And it, it is because if I ask that question, this person's gonna start stumbling all over themselves, name calling, fucking around. Instead of looking at it like, oh sweet, you just gave me the opportunity to share the truth with you. Let me explain it to you. Let me share this truth with you. They shut down. Why would anything worth believing in, worth supporting, worth getting behind, be difficult to talk about? I mean, it's like ridiculous. I don't understand. The hardest part of this argument is not showing you reasons why it's not true. It's getting through that stupidity. It's getting you to just see it. Jesus taught us to be peaceful and love everyone. I think that resonates with God's message. What are you talking about?
Jesus didn't teach you anything your parents did.
Yeah, Jesus.
He's not here.
And Jesus really wasn't teaching all of these good things. Like I always hear about all this greatness Jesus did, but when you read the parts in the Bible, the red parts, he's basically just whining. He's basically like, I'm the Son of God and you need to believe me. Why don't people believe me that I'm the Son of God? Why do I have to perform miracles? Why won't you just believe me?
That's whining, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's not whining.
It is. Lots of it is. Like, I know you think I'm just trying to be mean. I'm not. It's very whiny. Most of it is about people not believing that he's the Son of God. And he's upset about it. It's embarrassing.
He's not really the Son of God and he doesn't want anybody to know.
Yet maybe he's not. Of course he's not. Are you saying maybe the virgin didn't really get pregnant?
Blasphemy!
But the ridiculousness in thinking that we even know the story. That
That's
it's
what
from
I find funny.
right, it's from 2,000 years ago.
Yep.
The oldest known scriptures we have date to around 70 AD. But those weren't found conveniently until 1946, the Dead Sea Scrolls, in what is now Israel. Prior to that, the earliest known scriptures were from like the 900s. Belch. That should say something to you. For 900 years, people weren't talking about this shit. Are there of his words that you do enjoy or agree with?
Like what? Thou shalt not kill. Yep, we agree with that.
I don't agree with that. Not even a little bit. Really? You don't think we should kill pedophiles? You don't think we should kill rapists?
I think God should do his job and kill him himself.
Okay, well, God doesn't
Instead of
exist.
putting that shit
So, instead of God, it's like when the cops offer,
clean up my mess.
do you want to press charges on your neighbor for violating you? Well, no, because they'll fucking come back and do something to me. How about you guys press charges so I'm not involved? I mean, there are things in Judaism that I agree with. That doesn't mean it's true. But again, I don't even understand what element of what Jesus said. What are the words Jesus said that I should agree with? I mean, at the end of the day, Jesus is very much like me, really. Other than the, faith aspect of things. But the trying to supposedly calling out the elites that are running the show, blah, 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 being attacked by the Jews. Yeah, well, that's very familiar. But it's just, don't you think it's strange that every single time a Christian comes on here, all it takes is one fucking question to stop them? One question to throw them off? One question to just destroy their whole entire argument? Why do you believe in Christianity? Just simple question. Why do you subscribe to Christianity and not Islam? Or vice versa. I liked when he said, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." That's not even like that's like you trying to make yourself feel better. That's some like arrogant shit. Well, because I'm merciful and I don't attack people, God's gonna show me more mercy. Why would God need to show you mercy? What is God planning? What is God planning that some people are gonna need mercy from? Mm-hmm.
You were born a sinner.
Right, all that heroin and prostitutes I was fucking with in my mom's womb. Good thing she was such a hooer.
What if
had all that shit up there already?
Your mom had sex when she was pregnant with you. It was a sin for you. You get in trouble too?
Yeah. Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I thought about it the other day, and we haven't talked about it, but I actually really wanted your thought on this, and I sort of brought it up, but we were in the middle of something. But for years, the church would tell grieving mothers who lost their babies due to some sort of complication, some sort of negligence, some malpractice, something, where the baby died before baptism. And if the baby died before baptism, they were then sent to purgatory. And really, the only way you get to purgatory is through suicide. Like, purgatory wasn't a place for, like, most of the things you do, you just go to hell for it.
Well, but wait a second. Why would the baby go to purgatory? If the baby's born with sin, and the baby dies before being cleansed of that sin through baptism, why doesn't the baby just go straight back to hell?
Because they didn't want to scare people. Because that would have been too much. Yeah. And so now...
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't seem to follow rules.
Yeah, well, lots of shit. I mean, selling indulgences doesn't follow rules. But
paying money to a God that has no use for our money doesn't make sense.
Exactly. But for years, until 2006 or something like that, when was it? 8, 9? We were together when it happened, right?
When what?
When they decided there was no more purgatory and that aliens were within the realm of God.
Yeah, we were in Birmingham.
Yeah, so it was like 8.
Yeah, probably 8 or 9.
8 or 9, something like that. So literally,
I
the
remember.
entire.
I was sitting on the black futon. You were sitting on the old man couch. And we're looking at each other like, what? What do you mean? They're, they're okay with aliens now?
I
How does
couldn't
that
care less
happen?
about the aliens thing. It's the purgatory bit. I mean, there would have to be billions of babies in purgatory.
Why did nobody say to the church, if you now believe in aliens, where's your proof? You wouldn't just willy-nilly change your mind, so you must know something. Share it. How come nobody asked the church to share?
Same reason all the rest of it. But it was purgatory for the babies. So think about this. How many mothers after the fact got their postpartum depression or just the depression from losing a child, blame themselves, especially in older society when they didn't understand that kind of shit and people just assume the mother did something. Again, there would have to be just billions of coat hanger babies in in purgatory. And do those babies advance? Or do they just stay little?
They didn't learn the lesson they were sent here to learn, so they gotta come back again. God damn it, that one didn't.
Yeah, but that's reincarnation, and that's not what fucking Jesus says. That's not how it works.
I mean, in some passages, it's so hypocritical.
But so so think about how many mothers knew that there was literally nothing they could do to ever see that baby other than suicide. How many suicides were caused by the church telling women that that would be the only way for them to be with their baby? Because there are lots of women that don't come back from that. They lose a baby and they're just gone. Especially if the baby comes full term. And then imagine what it would be like to be a full-on believer and have your belief structure be like, oh, you're yucky. Oh, you're dirty. Oh yeah, your baby isn't in heaven. That baby's in purgatory. I mean, I really do think this is such a huge, like, watershed kind of moment that I've never heard anybody make this connection before, but it absolutely makes sense to me. I would imagine lots and lots of women committed suicide to be with their baby in purgatory. Remember, there's nothing they could do. They couldn't live a good life. They couldn't live a bad. They did anything wrong, they go to hell. Yeah. It wasn't like if you repent 7 out of 10 sins, you go to purgatory. That's not how that shit worked. Well, I'm not a Jew, so I won't be getting any of that. My head did such a better job with that, but that's because the girl sang it. Having a girl sing it makes such a big difference, especially over my dumbass. Fearless, the idiot face the crowd, smiling. What's going on, Caron? And who's the fool who wears the crown? Now lay down in your way. Just wait a while for the right day. And as you rise above the trees, rising the ground, you're done. Hear the sound of the things you said today. It's my favorite Pink Floyd song. It's weird, my favorite Pink Floyd song is one that most people never even heard. Most people never heard Metal. And Metal is such a great album. Looks like a nose. Anyway, sorry I went off in a little direction. Fearless is such a great song. Fearless sounds like hope. Like if I was going to make a song or if I was going to make a scene in a movie and it was the scene to convey the hope that the world is going to get better and all that other shit, I would play fucking Fearless. We're glitching out? Oh, the faces in the crowd. Doom, 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 doom. Especially at the end when the crowd starts singing.
I don't even know what he says. I don't care.
You'll never walk alone. Ah, ah. I don't know the words either. It's one of those soccer songs, those football songs. I love, like, it's weird. It almost brings me to tears every time I hear a crowd singing together. I just love that sound of voices in unison and just the energy that's created. It doesn't matter what song it is. I just think it's amazing. The Fix You song from Coldplay, which I do think is actually one of the best songs ever written. You know, there's a lot of those one of the best songs ever written. But Fix You is definitely one of them. And that video is great where they have the crowd singing. Always works for me. Because I like that, because I wanted that, I wrote 21st Century from my head radio, and the hook was supposed to be the I get lost in my head radio, it's always on, I'm not alone. I wanted that to be a crowd. I don't know, are we still glitching badly? I don't know what's going on here. There is just so much going on. It's so shocking. And the reality is, again, we can't do anything about, like, there's so many little things. Let's say there was a a plane, or let's say you had a drone flying around your house, dropping little bits of shit onto the floor all over the place, flying around every couple minutes. It'd drop another little drop of liquid shit, make a big mess. What is the smartest thing to do? Is the smartest thing to do to run around and clean up every little drop of shit that falls down?
No.
Or should we take out the fucking drone that's dropping the shit, then clean up? My favorite album, JH, has to be the Final Cut. JH, who am I thinking of? Not realizing who we're talking about. It's fantastic album. It's amazing how many people who claim to be Pink Floyd fans who aren't even aware of metal. He spelled it wrong. Or Piper at the Gates of the Dawn. Ungama, yeah. Guma or whatever the fuck that big ass green fucking like double disc, their first shit that's out there, but it doesn't have any of the hits on it. J album. Who's J album? Or JH? Who's JH? I'm trying to think. I can't even. Who the hell is JH? You know what I think is where the hell? What happened to Radiohead? How come Radiohead doesn't put any more albums out? Radiohead is easily one of my favorite bands of all time. And Kid A is such an amazing album. Everything in its right place. My favorite song on the album, though, is Idiotic. Idiotic? The throwaway song. That apparently gets its beat from banging on a suitcase. How cool is that? I love stories like that. I love, those little bits and pieces. You don't have to tell me what the song is about, but tell me about how we got there. But at the same time, I couldn't tell you what any of the songs are about. When I think about all of my favorite songs throughout the world or throughout time, I don't know what the fuck they're about. All Along the Watchtower. What's that song about?
Scripted TV, from the progress we make to the controversy, but what worries me is how nobody sees
Tell me.
illusion's confusion like it's supposed to be.
One is a great song, and one I assume is about a Vietnam or some sort of warrior in a hospital going through flashbacks and shit. That's a great song. That's one of the songs that I know what it's about.
Most of the time, the words don't matter. They just create another instrument. It's the emotion that denotes all of the vibrations resonate within you. Like
to some people, yeah, I'm sure, and there are lots of people who like the words.
But there are songs where the words are the point. But there's very few.
I mean, again,
that's why you don't know what All Along the Watchtower, because the words don't matter. It is an
it does.
In that song.
Yeah, it does. It is, but it also if I find out the song is about diddling kids, I'm not gonna fucking. I don't care how it sounds. I'm gonna stop listening to it, and it's probably gonna sound worse to me. I know something else happens for me is if I'm in the car with you, and a song comes on, or I'm like, here, let me put something on, and you don't like what I put on, I don't like it as much. I know you don't like whatever we're listening to because I'll listen to it differently. It makes me think, I don't know if I like this as much, and I'll just be like, oh, they must not like it. But like again, Zeppelin. There's a lady who's sure that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows that the stores are all closed. She can, with a word, she can get what she came for. Like, okay, so is it about an entitled woman?
I don't care.
If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's my favorite line. But if there's a ribbon in the shrubbery, what the fuck do I care if there's a ribbon in the shrubbery? So many of the songs that we revere, we don't know what the fuck they mean. And the point being, it doesn't have to be like that. There were autocorrect typos in the last comments, including Jake. No idea what I was trying to write there. It spelled metal incorrectly. There you go. And you just got a symbol. You just got a now. When you're... I'm going to show you.
Since I'm always in detention for
But like
class, I just have a simple question.
I agree with the whole musical aspect of the voice. I think my songs would sound weird if somebody else did them, right? But like, I don't know. I know that like I know that music is such an incredibly powerful weapon. And it's been used in the negative forever. I mean, think about how many songs are about little girls. About 15-year-old girls gonna turn 16 soon. And how this adult male can't wait for the 16-year-old to 15-year-old to turn 16.
Cherry pie one of those?
I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe.
I thought that's what that one was.
It's an 80s song. I'm talking about like, 40s, 50s. Think about how many of those, Sweet 16 songs. Just the whole concept of Sweet 16. And like it's like this party.
People don't realize it. You are
Right.
celebrating that she's no longer statutory rape charges on roads.
Right. That's
That's
literally
all
it.
you're doing.
Nothing changes.
No. Because everybody gets their license at 16. There's nothing else that happens at 16 other than you can legally rape her and not have it be statutory rape.
Right. And
It's
you're gonna have a big party to present her.
Yep.
Here you go.
Yep. It's sick.
It's fucking grody, man.
I remember Mom was like, "You want to do a sweet 16?" I'm like, "No, Mom, let's just do a birthday party." Like, I don't want a crown. I don't want,
Yeah. What the fuck is that all about?
No, that's yucky. I'm just 16.
The fact that they wear crowns and shit. It clearly it goes back to like
Yeah.
to royalty and dowries and bartering off your daughter. Here's the princess. She is
Yep.
now yours. Now what do I get in return? And we don't do that for dudes. Doesn't matter you turn 6. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Because it doesn't, because they prefer him younger. But then again, look at the group. Look at the cult. The cult says that both male and female they become adult at 13. And even more so, do they have like a party where they're given a bunch of money, and it's like, all right, here you go. This is our best thing that we can offer. She's 13. She has this much money. Who wants her? It's fucking disgusting. I mean, I just think about like the idea of arranging a marriage. I've decided that my son is going to marry this broad.
Yeah, I thought we still were arranged.
What a fucking. It just doesn't work. I mean, just think about that, being presented with somebody and they're like, yeah, here, this is who you get to be with now. What if you don't like her? What if her pussy stinks? What if he has a tiny pecker? Like, what if they're bad kissers? What if they're,
Too bad. That's
nubile is the new normal. Gross.
They didn't get married for the kissing. The ones that got arranged to the gay men.
Right.
There were lots of those. The wife knew that he was gay.
Listen.
Just had to deal with his suitors.
I have no issue with gay anything.
No, not at all.
I don't care who you are.
But if you're as a heterosexual to be married, and then you get
As a
married,
heterosexual man, I have no desire to sit in a steamy, hot-ass room with a bunch of other fucking naked dudes. Who comes up with that shit? The bathhouses. Obviously, like, people want to talk about gay as being this new sort of corruption that's happened. that the Jews create, and you see this a lot. I see this a lot where because like the first official like doctor's office or whatever that dealt with transgender and gay was owned by a Jewish man, that means they created it. That means they're pushing it. And I really just, we talked about it yesterday, but I just don't, like, I really do think that if you're struggling, if you think gay is anything other, like, gay is anything other than being straight, just in a different way. Like, you know how, like, as a straight man, well, I guess, again, this might be different for me, but as a straight man, it never comes into question. I never, like, think, wonder what that penis tastes like.
You don't?
No. No. I do, though. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, when I see a guy like Shaq, one of the first things I think is, like, what does that dude's dick look like? Yeah, I'm weird like that. But I don't think, man, I want to, like,
Suck it.
jerk it off or anything. But, like, you know, if you think gay is anything other than just the way someone is, if you think there's any sort of choice to it, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. Because you clearly deal with that shit. You clearly have to make that choice in your life. And I guess you're not making the right one because it has you all angry and shitty. It's just going, it's just opening doors now where they had to be moving around, unfortunately, in more subversive and oppressed ways. I mean, I guess I think I kind of get, well, for years, because they were in such danger, gay became something that had to be in the underground, in it became something worse than it was because it had to be. It's like when they took away the alcohol, speakeasies and shit opened up. People aren't going to stop drinking just because they say to stop drinking. People will do what they can to keep drinking. People will do the same thing with sucking dicks. It's the truth.
I know.
And the funniest part is, again, we're never, ever, 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 when we're talking about the horrors of gaydom and, what an abomination it is and all this other shit, we are never talking about two hot chicks making out. Notice that, right? You'll never, ever see that, like, in the pamphlets, the anti-gay pamphlets. Do you think this is hot? Well, then you're going to hell. It doesn't say anything like that. Mm-hmm. Or you see people that are like, man, the pornography. The Jews do own all the pornography. They own all the different sites. And
Crazy.
I like, it's not like it's a black and white thing. I don't have an issue with pornography. I do have an issue with what it's become and how, like, well, how, like, not that, but how, like, it is it's creating like such extremes. No girl should be going ass to mouth. No, that should never happen. You shouldn't even consider it.
It's dangerous.
It
From a health perspective.
I can imagine the smell. What the hell is this? What's this? What would make you think that the inside of your asshole should be in your mouth? I mean, it just no dude either. I'm sure that's a much more common thing. And in the gay community.
Everybody, oh Lord, won't you buy
But
me
like, you know, or you see shit where like the guy is like
my
got the girl from behind and he's stepping on her head, or like, you know,
we're tired
just there's so much weird, nasty, and I get that. I guess there are people that like that.
won't you buy me
Why should we promote that?
I don't think you're promoting it. I think you're satisfying urges. You know, it wouldn't exist if it weren't for the people wanting it.
People may not know they want it until they see it.
Well, either way, they're
So
still
now
gonna
you're,
get it.
you know,
How can anyone actually have the audacity to get judgmental over what consenting adults get up to on their own time behind closed doors? Exactly.
that's what we've always said.
Yeah, I don't care
What
what
the
you do.
fuck do you care? Is it hurting you? Is it hurting others? Is it hurting animals? Is it destroying the planet? None of the above? Leave him the fuck alone. You care if he kisses him.
You could be, you know,
Better than
fucking
him
a dude in the
kissing
ass
that
while
2-year-old.
pouring a can of peas on top. Like, I don't give a fuck what you're into. You know, as long as everybody's, you know,
Nobody's
of
getting
age and nobody is doing against their will, it just doesn't even matter. It's such a ridiculous argument. And you know it because that's what happens when I say what I just said. It's like, yeah, that's ridiculous, of course. Like, you know that I'm trying to. I'm all. I want you to not lose. What were you gonna say?
There's this couple on Soft White Underbelly, and it's this white couple. And
No
when
shit.
they first got together, um, she was like the submissive in the relationship. Well, then at some point their dynamic switched. So now she likes to bring black men home and have sex with them with her mate watching. He's never allowed to touch. He's never allowed to get involved. And they never had sex outside of that. And it's weird. They are both extremely happy with it. But after they did their interview explaining how it worked, she was getting death threats. Okay, their relationship is very out there, unique, you know, like outlandish even. But nobody's getting hurt. And people are giving her death threats. She's not even doing same-sex stuff. It's just the fact that she's fucking another dude, specifically a black dude,
That's the big one.
in front of her man while he watches.
Emasculating a white male, like
And
almost
she's
in the
got
worst
death
way
threats.
possible. It's about as bad as you could get as far as the emasculation goes. But what people aren't understanding is clearly he's gay. He's clearly gay and not comfortable with it
Oh, he never. He's allowed.
because he's gay. Because he's gay.
Um, but my point is, these are
Although draws the line at peas.
people that don't, you know, they're not gay and they're getting death threats. Imagine what these gay people are getting, and it's sick. Why? There is
I mean,
no harm
you know,
being done.
you have to ask yourself, what is it? Like, I think we all have an inherent need to fix. So it just depends on what that need has been focused on. And so if people, all the people that hate gays, imagine if you took all the gay bigotry and you just flipped a switch and it was instead they hated pedos. Imagine the changing of the guard that would take place.
Oh my word!
You know?
It would be literally flying out of the closet.
Well, I mean,
This person and this person and this person. Oh,
and
this
it would
person
the
was
government would be
different. Oh
exposed,
my
and
god!
you know it's a way for them to keep us divided, and they keep, you know, 40, 60. I mean, There are way, way more down low people than you realize. One of my friends used to be one of those guys. So his thing was that he liked hot chicks with dicks. So he liked that
Daisy.
when, yeah, Daisy would have been perfect for him.
Oh my god.
He would have, I wonder if they actually know each other from the clubs.
No, Daisy's too young.
No?
Daisy's too young.
No. Especially at the, from what he would say, so there's this club,
No, he's 47 too now, right?
there's this club
Yeah.
at
26,
Woodward
25.
and 6 Mile or 7 Mile. It's like off Woodward, and it's surrounded by like a big ass fence with barbed wire and shit, and it's a club that you belong to, and it's like a bathhouse slash club, and he belonged to it, and he said you would just they would go in there, and it's actually like what you think like gay stuff is, right? Like you assume it's just dudes fucking everywhere and random this, and that's what it would be. And there were rooms if you wanted to like go, separate or do your own thing, but there was also big rooms with everybody, and they would all just fuck each other and then go home to their wives. These guys, so he would say so many of these guys are not just, married, but they're prominent people in the society. People you'd never think you find there. And I just, he was so fascinating to me. And I appreciate him to this day for being so open about it with me. Because I think he was sort of trying to figure it out for himself, and he sort of realized that like by talking about it, it helped him work through it. I don't know. He was real like confident and secure with it though. I always found that shocking. Like, how did you get to that point where you were just like, yeah, fuck it, I like hot girls with dicks? It's weird. It's fucking weird. He said that when he was a kid, he thought it was weird because he would get sort of turned on when Bugs Bunny would dress up like a girl and then, kiss the boys or whatever. He always thought, is there something wrong with me? Because something about that's really attractive to me. As a young kid, he would see that and think that. And he was Arabic, and he was, Christian. His family was super Christian, and his parents are Palestinian, and they were cousins, arranged cousins. Yeah, did you hear me on that one? His parents were cousins that were arranged. Yeah. But like his older sister is a pretty typical kind of nerdy, but whatever, Arab girl. And his younger brother was kind of cool, so it's weird. But like, if he to be that way, he would have absolutely. He wouldn't have wanted to be that outcast, that thing that would, his mom would freak out, his dad would. He said he tried talking to his mom about it once, and she like yelled at him and told him that that's not the case, and don't say this ever again. It was that. Poor dude. He he found the love of his life. Some broad, actual broad, who was a fucking doctor. So he was the house husband to his a wife who made, 6 figures easily, had her own practice and everything. And one day, she was going through a light. Somebody ran the light, hit her, and fucking killed her. Like 2 years ago or something like that. Crazy shit. Poor guy. And he like, she was actually like his person. They were like peas in a pod. For a dude that liked chicks with dicks, he didn't like she made him not like that. Apparently, I asked him about like how you gonna get over that. He was like, I don't even want it anymore, man. I don't even know why, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? You never know what people are actually thinking or doing. You just know what they want you to know. You know, until you actually get like, I would say you live with, but like, you know, my wife has a whole bunch of shit that she deals with and lives with and all this stuff that she doesn't talk about. I try to get her to, but she doesn't do it. It's not her. And you know, for me to say I know everything about my wife, I don't. Which is cool, you know, it means that there's always more to learn and everything, but still like I don't know, you don't know people. You only know what they give you.
Would you just sit and cry thinking that Jesus died and stayed dead? Would you still suck his penis? Would you be a genius believing in you? Would death make you so squeamish if that's just what we do? No continue, no more quarter, bone and sinew, reduced
But
to
like to think that
wood fiber use is the best fertilizer. Locked up in coffins.
he doesn't deserve the exact same rights to life that I do
One wild ride, a blur
because of something he didn't choose.
you'll have much better betting when you
It was the way it was.
move from your town. You'll change your whole setting, netting you mounds of cash. Your crown will last like pounds of fat on the ass of your mom smashing down. You'll bask in the sound.
Funniest thing is we always just say blank is gay when we were growing. He'd be like, I'm not gay. And it was like a joke of ours to get him to say I'm not gay. That would be all we would always try to get him to say that shit. And it was just a joke in between the group. And every time he'd say it, he'd be like, fuck. Because he'd forget, you know, and then he'd say it. And we'd all laugh. Turned out he was. He even said that later on in life. Like, it used to be so funny when you guys would say that shit. Because he didn't know. Because even then, he was like doing, you know, download shit.
The host was uneasy since he's in the know. But believe it or don't, or just
Where's all your weird followers? You just showed up, dude. You literally just got here. I don't know where your group is. You fucking disgusting cult member weirdos.
loyal kids' plans, like Vernon did Roy. Detroit understands. Exploiting command, they always demand more. Their atlas is grand. They stand on the poor. Their tantrums implore you ignore what they do. The advantage is war. The score's nothing new. But like a whore on the move, I'll buy their belief. When the born against prove, the screws in the feet.
Woo! Yep, only 'cause you pop up, right? 'Cause you can't stop that from happening. You fucking weirdo. This is one of these dumbasses who claims to be a Christian but knows nothing about it. And can't actually have any sort of reasonable discussion about it because they're too stupid. They don't know their own shit. So weird. It'd be like if you worked at McDonald's and people were like, oh yeah, really? You work there? How do you guys make the burgers? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You know you have burgers. Yeah, we have burgers and fries and shakes and you know, fountain drinks and a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't really know it offhand. Wait, you don't know the menu and you work there? Yeah. No, I work here. I'm actually like McDonald's for life. I dress in McDonald's. Pretty much only eat there. I only eat there. And yeah, I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I'm like burger, and then a burger shows up. I don't know. I got there.
Remember that feeling? Now imagine
You pay for it though, right? Yeah, yeah, I know, yeah, I pay for it. Yeah. So I don't understand. Don't you work there? Like, don't you see how it all? Yeah, I don't bother. I never bother to learn any of it because I'm too arrogant. I just like saying I work here. I don't like actually like working. I'm not going to have an debate where I have to type and you can rant. Ugh. Yep. Yep. So isn't it funny how like they always act like they're at the disadvantage, and I say this every time, but you actually have the advantage. If you were to say something that actually stumped me, everyone would see it. I would be stumbling, I would look like a fool. When I say these things to you, you can just react how you want to. Nobody sees how you react. You're not held to any sort of standard. You could not respond if you didn't want to, which you don't do most of the time. Most of the time, when things are presented to you, like the coward you are, you just sort of bail. But here we go. We have some schizo babble, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have friars here. We have pedophile metzitzia friars here. Using their same old same auto-emancipation bullshit. Don't tell me how to run my feed, dude. That's a good way to get ignored. No one really paid attention to you. I just come here every day for hours. See what I mean? When presented with any sort of argument against, this is what the typical Christian does. They just fall apart. They don't actually engage in anything because they can't. Ask any Christian, why are you a Christian? Why are you not a Muslim? How do you know Islam isn't real and Christianity is real? And they're going to find everything to say but an answer. I ran over myself's cat, huh? Is that what the broads that I used to bang say? Wow, this profile is supposedly 13 years old. 13 years ago, this person made a profile with my name. 13 years ago, I was barely on YouTube. I don't even think I was on YouTube. 13 years ago, we're talking about, what, 2012? I was barely on MySpace. Or I mean on Facebook. There's absolutely no reason why anyone 13 years ago would have made a fake profile about me or of me, whatever. So this is sort of that proof that they can adjust the shit. They can make it say what they want it to say. And you guys can't do that. You regular people, you can't change the how many years your profile will say it's been on YouTube. And see, this is the kind of stuff, like, this is what I always tell you. You're not going to find them coming out necessarily. I mean, we did have the one come out and say that they were a proud, not just a proud pedophile, but a very proud pedophile. So we did have that acknowledgement a couple weeks ago. But they're not going to come out and be like, yeah, we are actually Israel. We're terrified of this guy. This guy is dangerous to us and our way of life, and we do everything we can to censor him. They're not going to say that shit. So you have to look at what they're dumb enough to present you. Because remember, we're dealing with the people that say, are you down there? Okay. The people that say if you open the books on Israel, you demonize Israel. Thing you can say. I don't say if you look into my past, you're going to demonize me, because I don't have anything from my past that can demonize me. So you have to look at what these what's given to you. You know, I'm not telling you to go look at the crazy conspiracy Alex Jones is telling you to look at, or I'm telling you to look for yourself. Look for yourself. See what you can see with your own fucking eyes. And the idea of somebody having a fake profile with my name on it from 13 years ago, that's just not a thing. That's not viable. Because Jesus saved me, Muhammad didn't. That is literally the dumbest. Like, this is, I couldn't have asked you to say something dumber than that. Well, I knew it wasn't Muhammad because he didn't have a towel on his head. Duh. He had a crown of thorns. When you try to give Christians a platform and you say, all right, Christian, say something profound. Say something that matters. Say something that I won't have an argument against. Tell me why Christianity is the truth and Islam isn't. And because Christianity, because Jesus saved me. Oh, look at that. Selfish. It's all about selfish bullshit as always. It never has to do with any sort of intelligence or reality or anything like that. It's always something dumb as fuck, like Jesus saved me and Muhammad didn't. Now, I'd like to drop the mic, but then, what would we do? I think you spent time here, but you think I spent time here, but I don't. I just purposely check in on you when you pop up. Right. So you just said what I said. Like, you just denied doing what you admitted to doing in the same sentence. Again, this is how dumb you are. You're proving it by your existence, and then you're proving that I'm so important to you that you don't even spend time on here. You specifically just come here for me. Boy, that sounds totally normal. I sell all the fentanyl. Yeah, I sell all the fentanyl. Oh, really? You locked me in a cage 12 years ago. Yep, that's what it is. I didn't right now. I know you didn't. What the fuck is going on? That's weird. Think about that, man. Think about how strange it is. How would this even work? Does anybody know how to edit YouTube so that it says that you were attached to YouTube a lot longer than you actually were? Can anybody do that? Can anybody tell me how to do that? And think about that. Like, again, no President Trump's gonna come out and tell you this, but when you're seeing shit that you don't see, with all the thousands and thousands and thousands of truthers out there saying similar things, not getting this same treatment. All the videos you've seen, all the YouTubes you've watched, and all that shit over all the years, you've never seen what you see on my feed. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what's going to. Look at the effort that goes into somebody that's wrong and crazy. Does that make sense to you? Would anybody do that? Does anybody actually do that in their real life? Do you spend hours, you spend lifetimes begging somebody for attention that you supposedly hate? Is that even reasonably rational to anybody? I mean, think about it. Look at the desperation it takes here. You have pedophile Israelis making fake profiles, adjusting the analytics, adjusting the metadata to say shit that isn't true, so they can try to make me sound like I'm them. Because if you do what they do, you're a horrible person, right? So if they can make me sound like them, then I guess I must be horrible. Like, how does any of this make sense? Other than, you know what makes sense to me? Now, you guys can tell me I'm wrong, of course. But what makes sense to me is that they're just a bunch of dumb, inbred, Israeli friar pieces of shit. And this literally is the best they can do. Because there isn't good that they can point to in their cult and be like, look, we did good stuff. We do good stuff. Their entire, like, even when you see, like, any comedian sort of talk about it, when they talk about how, like, the Jewish God, Yahweh, is a tough guy, and Christian God is a pussy, you know. Our God threw out plagues and did all this crazy shit at a whim. Your God loves you. You know, you see these jokes. Ari Shafir makes these jokes. And you just think, like, you know, they believe such horrible things. Why would they want to believe such horrible things? Make it make sense, guys. I believe it makes sense. I don't think I'm talking crazy here. I think as crazy as it sounds, it's pretty commonplace. It's what they do. And when you're talking about a bunch of inbred, desperate pricks, you can't expect anything better. Like, obviously, look at it. Whenever you see any of them, I've been asking you guys for a long time. Point out the interview. Show me the Piers Morgan interview, or just literally anything where you have a friar on there making sense. Talking about either, you know, their belief structure or the Israel situation or the governance of America, any of it. Please, somebody, show me one good thing. Same thing is show me proof of the Bondi thing. Boy, that shit has gone away quick, hasn't it? Especially since the dumbass came out with a picture that showed his head not having any scratches or anything on it. No, I locked you in a cage. Remember, dumb fuck, you pedophile piece of shit. Remember, you pedophiles, you have a job to do. Certainly not crazy enough to be consistently trolled and ad hominem, because that makes sense, right? And like, none of it just doesn't make any sense. Well, no, it doesn't make any sense the way we're supposed to think. If I'm wrong, then none of this makes any sense. If I'm right, well, yeah, look at it. I mean, look at it. How else would you describe it? What else would you say is happening here? Yeah. You know how unfortunately, like, validated and like proud I am to see the Nick Fuentes, Ian Carroll, you know, the whole ruse starting to implode. And this was something I've always told you. Look, they might be able to lie, but they can't lie forever. The lies will come apart and the illusion comes apart. It might last a few years. 5 years is a long time. But eventually their shit will they'll need to reboot. They'll need to pull the guy back. Something will happen and it won't work out like it's supposed to. We don't think, unfortunately, we know. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, like, you guys, you know, for weeks I've been talking about Nick Fuentes and Ian Carroll. For weeks. Questioning who they are, doing deep dives into who they are, educating you guys on who they are and who I think they are. And then suddenly, you know, within, what would you say, a month or two, Nick Fuentes blows the fuck up. He completely, you know, fumbles. He completely fucking loses the game. Fourth and goal and 0 seconds left, and he fucking fumbles. Listen, this whole joke where you're like leaning into it. If you're anything but an Israeli friar, fucking operative, or just, you know, hired, whatever, you're a bigger loser than anything else. If you really don't have any sort of, like, agenda, you don't have a stake in this. You just obsess over me because you do. That makes you such a bigger loser than the loser who would be, you know, working for the Act.io or the Team Jorge bot or something along those lines. Like, it's such a joke when you break down all of it. I'm not scared of anything that comes this way. Let's break down anything that's said, any claims that's made, and just what's happening in general. Understand that this is the feed where everybody knows, you know, my stated goal is that we kill the pedos and overthrow the friars that are in charge. Everybody knows that. That's you know. And if you're new to the feed, it's only going to take you 5 minutes or so before that's going to come up at least once, right?
I toasted you. Said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain.
And so you have to ask yourself, like, who the fuck that is? Of all the options you have, everything you could be doing, anybody else you could be focusing on, none of these guys are focusing on guys like Piers Morgan and saying, you know, flooding their feed with, hey, interview Guy Williams. This guy will put you in his place. What about the children? What about this? What about that? You know, they don't do anything like that. They're not flooding their local police chiefs' emails with, you know, go get the pedophile shit. How come you guys are doing this? How come you guys aren't doing that?
Ivory tower you have been living in. Now I've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases.
Yep, the basement dweller would have to be your bottom of the barrel buddies before the peds, that is. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. Like, and it would be one thing if, okay, you stumble, but for you to have basement dwelling, obsessing over me for over a decade, who the fuck is gonna do that? You've literally spent, a large portion of your life over the last 15 years on me. That's just strange, whether I'm live or not, because when I'm not live, you're plotting and scheming, trying to figure out something else you can do. You're thinking about me a lot more than I'm thinking about you once we're offline. Oh, you might have a video. We have a video by the end of the day, it looks like. The Friar people deserve the land, right? If they deserve the land, then they deserve what comes with that sense of entitlement. I don't think they deserve the land at all. I think they're the worst people in the world.
A mirror of sorts, pointing out my shortcomings, aborted while running, my feet hit the ground, sounding like thunder having sex with a dinosaur. I might be poor, but it sure won't last long. The past is wrong and won't be repeated. I don't need to be needed, but believe it is true. My people agree with the seeds that I shoot.
Sorry. Message in the band, mate.
That's why the reversal of fortune is nigh. Sports from the sky, no sly lucky charm. This is my farm, my barn, my roost.
Why'd somebody come out here and say something so stupid? The Friar people deserve the land, right? Joined 9 years ago, has no subscribers. They deserve the land. Why do they deserve the land? Go ahead. I would love to know, actually. Can you tell me why? That's a pretty bold claim to say that you are entitled to anything. So it's foretold where, when, how, and what? In the book you wrote? In the fake narrative that has no evidence whatsoever? Like you know how like Exodus, right? Exodus is essential to Judaism. You can't have Judaism without Exodus, right? Right, Mr. Foretold? They would love to know. Yeah, if they actually had a reason they could say, I'm sure they would love that. Because I'm not the only person that asked them. More people need to ask them, but I'm not the only one that does. But it's foretold, right? Educate him. I want to hear what he has to say. Come on, man. Did you run out of shit to say? You responded really quickly when you said it's foretold.
Now that the show is over and the cameras have moved on, can we
But you
pretend
don't have anything else to
and see
say?
what's really wrong? They passed the great phone while we barely cut the mustard. Paid with a coupon, they then
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous.
in our face. Like more
What are
history
you,
books
you know,
said it's a dishonest mistake.
supposedly they wrote this story. Supposedly this 2,000-year-old bullshit narrative. But what evidence is there of it? I forgot the point I was actually making before I read the Karen part. That's foretold too. What is foretold? What are you talking about? See, again, you would think, look, if they were these intelligent, superior intellects, they wouldn't need to play such dumb games. And the reality is, either they think they're playing these games and winning. I mean, do you not realize, like, it makes you look dumb. It makes you look desperate. It makes it look like you don't have any sort of answers. You're just sort of grasping at straws. But it's this is what happens when you don't actually have anything. This dumbass has the opportunity to tell us why metzitzia is okay. Why the chosen people practice metzitzia. They have the opportunity to explain the whole idea of the ritual sexual assault that takes place consistently in Israel. I think you were about to educate the land entitlement question. You're about, yeah, the land entitlement. Again, it's such nonsense. I mean, again, where does it come from? What are you basing it on? Give me some sort of something that proves this. And if you're going to say it's biblical, aren't you Jewish? Why would the Bible matter to you? The chosen people deserve the land because they were there first. Really? Says who? And do you think that the person that lived where you lived before you should be able to come take your shit right now? And how did they get dispersed? If they were the chosen people, whatever happened? Why were they dispersed? I mean, there's just so many questions that won't get answered. But they nothing. Not one fact, nothing. Just dumb shit. They don't even know the narrative that they claim. That's the thing. It's just entitlement. It's just we're chosen because we are. Because we say we are. It's embarrassing how stupid they are and the fact that they somehow are in the position they're in. Like, don't you think it should be something where, they come in here and they just school me and they just, and at the end of it, we're like, well, I see why they're God's chosen people. Look at how well they did. Look how smart they are. Look how capable they are. And yet, that'll never fucking happen.
Who's daddy's favorite team? As kids, we feel our parts to live our parents' dream. And when they lose their minds and scream, we wish we could.
I just, it's a nightmare. And it shows you, like I can actually make my argument. I believe if given some sort of national stage, I could give a presentation based on, quote, factual information that exposes this for what it is. Right? Oh, look, we have another one. A disgusting friar. Cody Cohen's here. The one that's embarrassed of his friar identity, so he hides it. Because, they're the worst people ever. Hey, where did I go? Looks like I stopped talking for some reason. The fake profile from 13 years ago. Seriously, have you seen Guy Williams' life? Why would anybody fake being me? Do you want to get fucking... You want to get stifled and censored and prevented from living the life you should be living? That's super fun, guys. Let me tell you. If you're not living that life, you're not living. Yeah. Cody's a friar, right? Yeah. Yep. Crackpot topic. I am a crackpot. Again, who other than a pedophile chosen piece of shit is going to say, what crackpot topic is the guy who always talks about killing pedos and eliminating the chosen control scheme? Do you see how dumb they are? It's like they just walk into it they're so arrogant. They're so entitled. They're so inbred stupid that they literally type things out. Like, he didn't accidentally say it. He typed it out, checked it to make sure it was spelled correctly, and then hit enter thinking, this is going to get him. I'll show him. Who would do that? Right? Think about how insane that person has to be. And now, of course, they're going to run away with their tail between their legs, because what could they say? It's not like they're going to address what I just said. I wish Weinstein would have killed himself. That would have been great. Is that Cody? Do it is. So it is. There goes my compliment, greeting, reciprocal. See, that's just, it just shows you that, the better thans are always going to be better than. But you're going to see that everybody, if you just leave people here, you see their true colors. You see who people are, what their allegiances are, what motivates them in the first place. You come here, you hear what I'm saying, and you at the very least don't say, yeah, you're right, man, that shit's awful, we need to do something about it. Makes me think you're supportive. I should be going to a party at 10:45 in the morning, or 10:40 in the morning, 10:30 in the morning. Yep, that's what it is. Says the person who's watching me and who watches me every day for hours at a time. It's always interesting. I'm I don't know how like we have to I don't know how to get people to see that it's not even a good illusion. It's a cracked illusion. It's been cracked. They haven't been doing a good job presenting their bullshit for a very long time. How anybody supports Israel or anything they do, like, you have to be a horrible human being. you're probably a pedo if you support Israel. Just like, if you support Trump, you're probably a pedo.
Both ways, the plot ends with you being fucked. You're stuck with a bad decision. Where do you live in? The Weinstein prison has visions of grandeur, but with it comes cancer. And answer me this: if fame is a gift, why do so many flip the proverbial bitch, switching directions when their kids are involved? The mystery's solved with common sense. The dads repent in their ignorance.
Good song.
Weinstein didn't kill himself. No, Weinstein didn't kill himself. I might be thinking someone else, but Weinstein's gonna kill himself. Weinstein and his failing health are just another story dealt. Making sure the follies felt since Weinstein's gonna kill himself.
Is the whole thing gonna fall apart? Like, I don't know what's going on. It's such a weird time. When you see all of these different people speaking about Israel and how different it is than even 5 years ago. In January of 2020, when I first said, look, I'm gonna stop talking about all these other things and just really focus on Israel, I was the bad guy. And I had already been going in that direction. So I had been talking about Israel a lot more at that point. But when you see, like, shit, I forgot what I was saying. That's why I have to stop listening to the music while I do it. It makes me I get distracted because I like it so much. Talking about Jesus, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't understand what more it's gonna take. I really don't. It's when are we going to just see what they're giving us for what it is, not just the bullshit narrative. And I think that the Christian narrative is really dangerous because it's a unifier, but it's also such an amazing divider. Like, instead, God damn it, I want to know so desperately, how do we override this? How do you start making people be accountable and grow up, basically? Let's stop believing in the goofy Santa Claus narrative. I literally see it in every truther video that I'm allowed to see. So when you look at my feed and you look at my 7 viewers and 3 likes, if that's even, whatever, you think I used to be getting 40 some, I would be getting at least 8,000 views, 6,000, 8,000 views, sometimes as high as 40,000 views just 6 months ago. And you would think, it's going to grow. It's not going to just, the day after Charlie gets killed, my feed is going to be tanked. You wouldn't have thought, you wouldn't have thought that way. I told you guys repeatedly while the numbers were good, it won't last. They'll shut it down. And when you understand that even I have 2,500 subscribers, how is it possible I have 8 viewers and 4 likes? This is not how this shit, that's not how this shit works. I've never had 6,000 views ever. Okay. Well, I really love destroying dumb arguments. Like, when it's something easy to do. Let's see.
So, you're so smoking far. Tell us if you think this is real.
I love how
We'll
it
show
won't
you all
let
of
it
our
show up. I
cards.
literally look up submarines are not real.
See,
I'm live
like
right now,
and reached
and
out
that's
using
not what comes up.
Instagram.
Let's
The
try if
spiel
I
was said
put
with zeal, yet left us
the
quite indifferent.
hashtag on there.
And the
Will that help?
simplest plan often goes awry. So the instant the hand showed two of a
Nope, still
kind, we
no.
knew that rewind would be how we move forward.
Oh
Reviewing
Jesus!
the lines,
Let's
we're shown that our
try.
own words are used like the Clone Wars, repeating their goals. Like a bunch of unknown sores once they've been exposed, the damage that shows blows your fucking mind. As the extent of the holes grows to define who you can shine and who
Wow,
you leave in the shadows. You see who has the
I can't
mind
find
you've
my
never
own
had, so you
videos.
won't even battle what you're too slow to see. Chicken
Fuck.
like cattle, we bring them no beef.
Oh yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll do search filters. No, it won't let me do that. Why won't it let me do that? Okay. Alright, let's try that. We'll add my name to it as well and see if it'll let me find it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so now we can go to the actual page. And we'll go to my lives. Now let's see. We'll go back. We got to go back to pre-Charlie because it's been pretty significant since the day after Charlie. Okay, oh, found Charlie. So Charlie has 2.4, 1.3, 3.7, 1.1, 4.2, 3.5, 3.11, 2.1, 4.7, 9.1, 5.6, 9.9. Here's, you can see two of them. Top one says 9.9. Then you skip that dumb fryer face and you go to the next one, and that says, oh, we go to the 9.9. Here's one that says 10. Here's one that says 13. Here's one that says 6.7. Here's another 5. 3. Here's 8.4. 8.5. 10. 6.5.9. Yeah, so we can easily debunk what this dumbass has to say. Just like that. And once you understand that somebody is willing to lie in an easily debunkable way just to get attention, you understand why there's no sense in giving them attention, right? Because they're just stupid. You know that they're willing to say anything, even if it's wrong, even if it's easily proven wrong, they're going to say it in the hopes that you don't look it up. But I appreciate the layup. That's how you make the alley oop. Can't have an alley oop without the pass. Wow. Oh, I coughed while I was trying to drink. Water came out my nose. Wow. I haven't had that happen in a very long time. Jesus Christ. I feel like I just went underwater. Oh. Just to win a second-hand flat punto. Right. Right. I mean, it's again, I think the hope is that you won't do it. You won't call them out or you won't prove them wrong. But when you prove them wrong, they show that, again, they're pieces of shit because they won't even acknowledge when proven wrong. It's just same old same. And they never seem to figure out that literally everything they do or say is going to get used against them. You know, they just, I know they're used to being the better the lawyer, but better at this than me. They can't be. It's like, when you get pulled over and your car is in full working order, you have nothing on you, you weren't speeding, you did nothing wrong, and you get that arrogance of like, fucking do your best. You're not gonna find shit in here. You're not gonna be able to get me on anything. When you have the upper hand, you don't fear anything. When you have the superior weaponry, you don't fear anything. And you could see that in a much more, literal sense with Israel. Because they have such superior weaponry, they don't fear the reprisals. Especially since they have, America in the back pocket. Look at now the desperation sinks in. And now we start just repeating nonsense. I mean, it's like we could write it out like the stages of defeat at the hands of Guy. First it's this, then it's this, then you get to the repeating, and then you get to the name calling, then you get to the blah blah blah. Just it's what they do. And this is because I think we should kill pedos and overthrow friars. That's why this guy is here and so angry. Think about that, right? Karen keeps getting kicked out. But this doofus is allowed to be here and make the friars continue to look stupid. Continue to look inferior. Like, why would you even be assigned the job? You're terrible at this. Just majorly booted and diverted. Yeah. Seriously, anybody who might be on the fence watching this, who might think, dude, he's saying things that you're not supposed to say, but kind of makes sense. If I was wrong about anything, if they're this desperate for my attention that they're going to do this kind of dumb shit, do you think if they actually had something on me, if they actually had something I was wrong about, if they could actually win in any sort of capacity, do you think they're holding that back? You think they got this really great argument in their pocket? They're just waiting for the right time to unleash it? No, this is their best. So if you have somebody like me who is saying such controversial things and, so these bad things, but there's no one here. There are people here that are trying their desperate damnedest to distract and shoot the messenger kind of shit. But not a single one of them even attempts to engage in what's being said because they can't. They can't. Ask yourself what's happening here. With all the people that you see out there, with all the Alex Joneses and the Ian Carrolls and the Stu Peters and Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens and Dan Blazarian and Alex Jones. I think I said Alex Jones already. All of these people out there. Oh, the Flynn guy that Algo said. The kid with the curly hair that was interviewed by Pierce. All of these $7,000 per month Israeli trolls. if they were really the good guys, they wouldn't be on TV. They wouldn't be allowed to continue to have the views and the popularity that they have. This feed basically went from the 0 to 2,500 in like a year. It was, there was a lot of censorship and all that shit, but it was relatively quickly. And they stopped it. I mean, you can absolutely connect it to the day after Charlie got kirked.
Thank you, Brian, Dell, Susan, Polly, Andrew, Senator Kennedy.
Literally, if you go to September 9th, there's, yeah.
Everyone who shared their story. You
So,
are the heroes in all of this.
September 8th, I did several videos that day because I kept getting fucking shut down. We had 3.7 thousand, 610, 112, and then I did the nighttime stream that was Charlie Kirk is dead, 1.3. The next morning did Charlie Kirk boom, which had 2.4 because we had already started to get throttled. The next day it was 360, the next day it was 20, then 132, then 89, then 42, then 148, then 977, 78, 205, 8 views, 10 views, 276. Like you can see, it just got smashed. And then there was a brief reprise where I was allowed to have 1.5, then 17, then 2,000, then 1,000, then 1.4, and then it really just started to go down from there. I think I got 1.8 one more time after that, and then it just dropped. You can literally see that there's this change. The video before that, before the Charlie Kirk one, was 112, but it was only 20 minutes long. The one before that was 610, but it was only an hour. The one before that was 3.7, and it's an hour and 55 minutes. Then we have 541 in an hour, 3,000 in an hour and 55 minutes, 1,000 in 2 hours. Like you can just see that it's prior to there's a reasonable regular sort of feed happening. Sure, there were bad videos regarding, there were videos that were interfered with, but we would just reset those. So you would see videos with low numbers, but those only have like 20 views, or 20, they're only like 20 minutes long. I take it you must only troll part-time, otherwise you would have seen that. No, he's just trying to say, dumb shit, of course. Oh, we have Marcus back here. Let's see what he has to say. This guy just bring out of it, but bringing up somebody else's children on Christmas Eve on the internet is near low. Should go looking. That's called desperation. That's what happens when somebody doesn't have anything else to say. Why? Like right there. You make a great point. To bring up somebody else's children in any sort of capacity. Who cares what day it is? When it's supposed to be a conversation about the way the world works. And instead of actually engaging on any of these things that I'm supposedly wrong about, you're going to scrape the bottom of the barrel like that? It's not like you're just, shooting hoops and shit like ding ding. You're going for the slam jam, phi slam a jam a bam. Who does that? Who does that kind of shit? And then again, the fact that they keep it going when they've already been proven wrong without a shadow of a doubt. There's no question whatsoever that they've been shown they were wrong. And yet they still keep going. This is the type of friar that thinks that they're I'm getting them, Like he thinks he's actually doing a good job, not realizing that he's pointing to their incompetence. He's pointing to their stupidity. If he had something better to say, he would. Plain and simple. It's like, and the thing is, what they refuse to like accept or understand is that they're only here because I allow them to be. Right? I let them be here so they can say these things. If I didn't want them saying anything, they'd be gone. This person's actually been deleted in the past for crossing the pedo line. This is the I don't know how many fucking profiles they've made in order to watch me, just so they can watch me. But it's beyond the scope of normality. This just isn't what people do. This is just it's right here for you. You have to see it for what it is, because I mean, again, you can lead the horse to water, right? I don't know how much more I can provide you to make you go, holy shit. You should be in the holy shit area by now. At the same time, it should be making total sense. Like, without this perspective, it doesn't make sense. Without friar perspective, the way the world works doesn't make sense. Why the fuck is the United States giving Israel $3.8 billion a year? If you can answer that question in any sort of reasonable fashion, not, because they provide intelligence and technology exchange, yeah, that's just bullshit. That's not something concrete. That's not something that we can point to that says American lives are better because of this. The intelligence that they provide us is so that we do their fucking bidding. So we slaughter brown people for them. The rightful owners of the land. The only Semitic people in the equation are the Palestinians. They're just the whole narrative is fucking stupid. Americans supporting giving Israel $3.8 billion, especially if you're like, I'm a veteran, blah, blah, blah. What about all the veterans that are homeless on Christmas? You think that's okay? You think that's an okay thing? The government has money to give to Israel, but not to house and take care of all of the veterans, that all the dumb kids that were tricked into, fighting Israeli wars. Well, the tenacity and the dedication can only mean one thing. I mean, seriously. They're like, don't they have, if this is a job, on the surface, I only have 4 viewers, 4 likes. Why would they waste that time on me? Aren't there more important people to be focused on? I never seem to see them there. Strangely enough, I watch a lot of different people's, shorts. I am Blakely. I watch a lot of her shit. She's great. Just a lot of these guys. Ian Carroll. I watch a lot of them. I never seem to see the comments that I get. And they're allowed way, way more viewership than I am. So are they just going through and editing out all the comments that they don't like? Is that what's happening? I don't believe that. I don't buy that they're putting in that much effort with everything they have going on. That anytime in the 1,000 comments or whatever, 2,000, 5,000 comments, anytime somebody says something about schizo this, go take your meds that, or whatever, I don't think they're editing that out. Look, we dropped down to 1. Now I have 1 person watching.
Real quick. Let me ask you this. If I had gotten busted selling and manufacturing methamphetamine,
I'd love to know how this is supposed to work.
I got no jail time?
I'd love to know how you guys reconcile all this. For me, it couldn't be more obvious. For me, the fact is, consider what I've been doing for, like I said, I made the proclamation in January of 2020, but I had been getting to that point. So there was a good couple years there where I was, sniffing around the tree and bringing up, but like going in that direction. It wasn't like it just happened overnight. And it was one thing when it was like, I was the only one, and everybody was telling me that I should be focused back on chemtrails or something stupid like that. And I just, it was one thing when that was how it worked. But it's another thing when, so this is my neighbor doing this to stop me from talking. It's one thing when it was me sort of climbing uphill. Now it's everywhere. It's so obvious, and it's so, we're so close to breaking through that they literally have to give us the Ian Carrolls. They have to give us the Nick Fuenteses. Because without being given the people, one of us would rise up naturally. And you would think it would be somebody that had been talking about it for a lot longer than anybody else had. Do I actually believe my neighbor did that on purpose? Possibly. He's an asshole. I wouldn't be surprised anything he did. Especially if it was something cowardly. Something like that, just to be a douche. He used to turn on his music really, really loud and open up all his windows. So maybe like the songs would play in the background, and then I would get, my videos would get demonetized or even taken down for having copyrighted material in the background. It's a tactic. It's a friar tactic. It's a really common one, actually. They've been doing it a lot in, like First Amendment. One of the memos that's gone out to government workers at facilities where First Amendment people might go to is to do that. In fact, that exact thing. Turn your radio up really loud so that there's copyrighted material in the background. It's really, it's smart, I guess. Back down to 1 viewer, 2,500 subscribers, 1 viewer, 4 likes, 2 hours into the video. isn't that just funny? So that's enough then. Um, maybe it's not the last feed of 2020 of me as a 46-year-old. Maybe I'll be back later. But in the case that I don't, huh? Next time you see me, I'll be a lot closer to 50. That's wow, that's crazy. That's another lie. Oh yeah, another lie. Another lie. What's the first one? Do you have the first one? And how is it a lie? It's an assumption. Can't know the answer to it unless you're gonna go ask him, which you're not. But to be like, that's another lie, like that's how desperate you are, and that's a great. I'm glad you're this dumb, right? Because this shows you that they're absolutely paying attention to what's being said in the video, and that they're just looking for any little thing that they can jump on and be like, oh, see, he did this, see, you did this, see. That's why that desperation comes up. But if they're clearly paying attention that closely and they're looking that hard for something to be wrong, why does it take this? Where's the rest of the stuff that I'm so wrong on that you're gonna jump in and be like, see, you're lying about that. Where is that? You definitely haven't been motivated enough to say that, right? Right? It's funny how you're just so dumb that you don't realize what you're doing. It would be one thing if you were sitting here pointing out every little thing I did. Then that would make sense. Yeah. Man, this guy, anytime I slip up, this guy says, and he gets me every time. But you've been here for almost 2 hours and you haven't been able to come up with a single thing. And then once you think you do, you're like, oh no, I'm going to hang on to this one. I'm going to keep going with this. That's how you guys know I'm not wrong. If I was wrong, they'd be all over it. Ta-ta for now. Mm. I've been here for about 15 minutes. No, you've been here longer than that. And you come here every day. And you beg for attention every day. 50 comments so far. And not one of them is to tell me I'm wrong about my opinion on Judaism, on my opinion on Israel, and why we shouldn't kill you pedos, and you have nothing to say. And now here you go with some goofy shit, see? I appreciate how stupid you are. I appreciate you not realizing what you're doing. But this is, if you there's that Hamza guy with the red glasses who's constantly interviewing random Israelis, right? He's got a whole channel of him where, it's a double FaceTime, whatever, his video, his camera and the Israeli camera on the top. And video after video, you see these dumb, inbred psychopaths literally being the stereotype, disgusting character that I say they are. That we say they are. And just video after video of, I fucking kill you. I hate you, you Palestine. Fuck you in the ass. Fuck you. All sorts of just horrible things. And he goes, you just want me dead because I'm Palestinian? Yes. What about the children? You think it's okay to kill children? Yes. Kill them all. Fuck them all. I kill them all. They all just video after video of them being so dumb, careless, arrogant, that they continue to make these videos not realizing it's building the case. And that's the same thing with this dumbass. Every single thing they say, everything they do. You know, the fact that you have comment after comment after comment after comment, and yet, you know, not one of them is how I'm wrong until you think you got me on this assumption I make about my neighbor that has literally nothing to do with anything, especially in the big picture. But that's going to be your focus. You've got me. Must not have me on anything else then, huh? Thank you for proving the point. It might be a roundabout way, right? Because again, they're not going to come out here and be like, "Yeah, I'm a dumb inbred Israeli. I'm entitled and arrogant and stupid." They're not going to say that shit. So you just let them talk. You let them make their points. You let them say what they need to say, and they're going to fucking out themselves. It's the same thing with all of it. If you leave the pedo on here long enough, the pedo will out themselves. They'll say some joke or some weird comment that normal people don't say. Look at how desperate you are. And I'm gonna live in your head rent free. Dude, you're on the feed continuing to be the example. I'm going to go live again at some other point, and you'll be here because I live in your head. I don't think about you, you clown. You're just providing the best fodder possible right now. And fuck it, I'm going to take the bait, man. I will absolutely take the bait. If it means making you look stupid, I'm all about it. And you're too dumb to actually see what's happening. That's what's so impressive. You know, that's what it's like. You watch Netanyahu speak, you watch Ben Gvir speak, and with those guys maybe it's a little different because it's just flat out arrogance, but probably the same in that they just feel they're so untouchable. Especially if, you got your 15th fake profile, but they just think they're so untouchable that they can say and do the most horrific shit without any sort of repercussions or consequences. And because they live in that world, they start doing and saying things without thinking first. They don't realize that they're saying these things and what the perspective of what a normal human being would hear when you say these things. It's such an incredible level of stupidity. And I appreciate it. This is, again, if I was wrong about anything else, if I was wrong about the pedos, if I was wrong about the friars, Israel, all that shit, clearly they would focus on it, right? They would relentlessly focus on it. And so, you're validating everything I'm saying. By you not putting that same energy into debunking anything else I'm saying, you're validating those things. And anybody who isn't inbred dumb friar probably sees it. I'm glad you don't. Dub ignorance in the truest sense of the word. Yeah, it's fucking great. It's great. When people ask for evidence, it's here. This is it. If I was wrong, they would just destroy it. They would jump all over it. It would be relentless, They never let it go. And again, notice how they have nothing. They don't even attempt to say, yeah, you're right. Pedophilia is the worst. We need to do everything we can to override that shit, kill that shit. Especially in the friar community, we absolutely need to stop, raping children like we always do. They don't say anything like that. It's just that I'm the bad guy. 'Cause I'm the bad guy. The bad guy who thinks we should kill them. Oh, they did it again. They fucking did it again.
Can you turn this up? Quick. It's here.
Yeah.
Turn this on. Can you put a little soap in my hands?
All right. I gotta go. You need help, or is you? I mean,
I got the one little sear, and I'm searing this one.
Oh, you need me to do anything?
Not right this second.
I mean, I'm surprised you got this far without me, to be honest. You're gonna put water in there and pour that water from here and then get all that fond off, right? Yes.
I wasn't going to.
You absolutely need to. 100%. Even if it's just a little bit of water, just to get all that scrapings off the bottom. That's not seared. You gotta let it go for a minute. All right. Karen says happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Karen.
What are you doing? If you're gonna sear it, then sear it. Don't just warm it up.
I don't want it too cooked.
It's
You're
not
just
going to
sealing the
too
edges.
cook. You're not.
Plus, there's seasonings on here. I don't want them burning.
You're so silly. She's like against searing meat properly. Weird girl. Did you pre-bake the potatoes too? Pre-boil?
Yeah, you have to.
No, you.
They turn out raw in this little.
They do not. You're insane. They do not.
They do. You parboil them for
They
10
cook
minutes.
for like 4 hours.
I know, and I've had so many raw carrots and potatoes, especially when you have a big roast.
She's such a goof. She cooked out all the flavor.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you do. When you boil it, you cook all the flavor into the water.
Would you get the fuck out of here?
No, I want to make sure you glaze the pan. There's a reason why it's such a popular thing. You got to give it 90 seconds.
I'm going to. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't
You
fall
haven't
off.
given a single side 90
Yes,
seconds,
I have.
woman. No, you haven't. Do you see why all the top chefs in the world are men?
Oh my god.
see this?
Get the fuck out of here.
I can't say, I can't say I'm wrong. Are you putting broth in there, or are you
Not
using
till I
water?
get there. Yes, I got broth. But not till I get there. I don't want it slashing.
Your mom's. We should cancel the
Oh
guy.
no, not that.
It's gross. What? What?
Flip top so I can drink it.
What did you want me to do? Oh. Karen says you should listen to Guy. He sounds like I'm just reading what it says. I'm just reading what it says word for word. Tell her she should listen to you. All the best chefs in the world are men.
I wonder why that is. It's not because it's a fucking male-dominated world,
Here.
right? I'm not done. I'm not done.
You better not be done. Ew. Looks like the thing hanging in the back of your throat most of us have. She just said, Guy is clearly knowledgeable when it comes to cooking techniques. He's saying all the right things. That's what she says.
I'm glad she said that.
She knows her place. You haven't heard the old adage, it's a woman's kitchen until a man comes in? It's one of the oldest adages in the world. I think it was invented with the wheels. Oh my God, what are you doing, you? Oh my God. She's nuts! She is a nutcase. All the effort I put into washing all of this yesterday, she just comes in and like a whirlwind just messes it all up and gets shit everywhere. Oh my God. I scrubbed this thing top to bottom yesterday. Yes, I did. That has a good sear on it. She says, Angela, listen to Guy. She just keeps saying that over and over again. Mm-hmm. She did. Come look for yourself. Think I'm lying. Why would I lie about something you could easily come and look at if you want? Hmm? You want to see it? See it for yourself? Here, look. Look. It says it right here. See? See? See?
Go away.
See? My wife made like 30 pounds of meat
Did
for
I
6
make
people.
7?
7 pounds of
Hey,
meat
but I need
for
meat
5
for tomorrow's
people.
meal too. It's for 2 meals.
7 pounds of meat for 5 people.
For 2 meals.
7 pounds.
You don't even know what I'm doing with this meat for tomorrow.
5 people. The people. The people.
Broly misses you guys. Open the door.
Does that make you horny?
No. Oh, gross.
No, no. I mean, but the spread party. At least 2 are veggies. She says, you should listen, girl. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Look, it's right here. Look at it. See?
He moves the phone.
I didn't move anything. It's right there. Look.
I know, it's right
It's right
there.
here. Right in, see? She refuses to look because she doesn't want to see it's true. See? Right here. See?
No.
Why aren't you? It's right there. You can see it.
I can't see shit.
What? It's right there.
Yeah? Keep raising it up.
It's. I'm putting it closer to your eyes so
You're
you can
not.
see.
Here, let me see.
Okay?
Give me your phone.
No, you got to keep that.
I can.
You don't know.
Oh, that's crazy.
Let me clean your glasses.
Karen, he's lying.
I don't lie. Why would I lie about something?
Oh, that's funny. I don't see it.
Oh, it must have gone past.
Okay. Grab a cleaver. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fucking liar.
She's talking to me.
You're a fucking liar.
I
Is
never-
basically what it boils down to.
Never lie, cause baby Jesus cry, and I'm not that guy who makes baby Jesus cry. Sorry about that. Ow. Allie was a bitch. It's funny, movies like that, like Karate Kid, like they have this narrative, like this memory of this great story and triumphing over evil and all that. Daniel was the fucking dickhead. Daniel got involved in somebody else's relationship bullshit when he absolutely shouldn't have. And actually, it's Allie that's the real menace in the whole movie. Because she had no business bringing Daniel into her world when she
empty the dishwasher.
when she knew she had the psycho insecure boyfriend. And then Daniel, they were smoking the joint in the bathroom, and Daniel decided to fuck with do anything to him. They were just smoking a joint. Daniel decided to make himself the target. It's actually pretty crazy. Fat ass out the way. There's that old school Hollywood narrative that, like, you know, if she doesn't like you, then you should chase her down. You should fight for her. You should, you know, she's mine. No other guy should, you know, even talk to her. Like, that's what they've been telling us this whole goddamn time. It wasn't until very recently that that shit stopped being the narrative that you saw consistently. And I just, you know, you think about, like, all the men that grew up seeing that on TV over and over and over, show after show. Wasn't about find a girl who likes you for you. It was about target a girl, and if she doesn't like you, you just keep at it. You just keep bugging her and keep bugging her, and you show up to where she is. You do all these what they sold as romantic gestures. You know, show up to her work and profess your love to her. You know, make her a mixtape and slip it in her car. You know, weird shit. And then, you know, they showed you that, of course, you weren't man enough, you weren't macho enough if you didn't like cars and, you know, have your hair slicked back just so, and, you know, it's so weird what they told us was a man. The fucking the laughable idea that Fonzie was considered what a man is just a joke. It's a fucking joke, especially when you know who the guy was. You know? He's Arthur Fonzarelli. You know what? He's not really an Italian. He's actually an extremely effeminate. You know, did you see him on Arrested Development? That is way more like the person he is than Fonzie ever was. And how old was he when he was playing a teenager? Teenage Fonzie? Wasn't he like 30? Good.
I need hands like that. Wait, give me some soap.
Oh, what are you talking about? It was very disproportionate to finding out Henry was nothing like the Fonz. But the Fonz was a piece of shit. Thanks, Marbles. Tomorrow, but thank you.
Thank you.
Um, you know, the idea though that like Fonzie is not like I say to you, hey, I'll pick you up later tonight, and then before we get off, I'm like, yo, hey, like, do you know how irritating it would be to be around somebody?
One in each. Oh wait, oh fuck, I grabbed the wrong one.
Maybe you didn't.
Okay.
Get some water. That's enough.
Okay. Get this. Put one in each of them.
Oh, okay, they're the same thing. All right, I was like,
Yeah.
what this is? This is that bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse. That bouillabaisse. That bouillabaisse. Beef consomme. We got the bouillabaisse. I'm really surprised that this is what you're doing. Of all things.
This one. Okay, I'm just pressing later. Okay.
I would have went with the cream of mushroom can in this
I
one.
don't know.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I do not like creamy roast. That's gross.
Oh, you're insane. Oh, sorry. Am I good? I mean, I'm not in any hurry. If you need something else, let me know.
I just have to season it up and get them in the car with the other stuff.
Okay, well, we can do that before. We don't want to.
No, I gotta go. I gotta go. Go get shit plugged in.
Okay, well, do what you gotta do and let me know. I'll be down to help you. Look at that, we got 0 viewers. And apparently this has been on for 6 minutes. Oh. I'm here, don't I count? Nope. Marbles doesn't count. J Dizzle doesn't count. Hi. Hi, baby girl. Hello. Yes, I know, I'm awesome. Here, Brent. Ah, 4 likes, 1 viewer. What's up, baby? Oh, hello. Okay. You're supposed to check in. I had no idea. Guys, like this is what I mean. Even if you're the dumbass troll, if you're not a friar, if you're a friar, go fuck yourself. Until you're willing to denounce your bullshit, I don't have any use for you. Not with 5 likes. You're seeing stuff that you don't see anywhere else. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Have you ever been on a feed where you're not counted as being there? You ever seen somebody with 2,500 subscribers and 0 viewers while you're there and not a zero? I know, JD. I know who you are. I know who you is. Think about it, man. The fucking what? How many different videos do you think you've watched on YouTube over the years? How many videos have you watched? How many live feeds have you watched? Have you ever seen anything like what you see on my feed? The answer is going to be no. I already know that. And we're talking about in a world with, with the Nick Fuenteses and all this other shit. So why doesn't that, like, trigger something where you go, hey, wait a minute, you know, why is this one guy out of the 8 billion people on Facebook or on YouTube, 8 billion people in the world, however many billion are on YouTube, why is this one guy getting this special treatment? It has to be some sort of program for it to happen like it does to me. And you've never seen it before. Even the people that you've seen complain about being censored to their 100 viewers, you know, you've never seen anything like this. So when does that spark that thing in you where you go, you know what? Maybe I don't need to be told what to think all the time. And I can just put two and two together. And my reasoning tells me that something else is going on here. When does that happen for you? 6 people, 2 likes, or 2 watchers. Like, think about how crazy this is. I would have had to have made it to be washed up. I never made it, so I can't be washed up. Dumbass. And again, that's the response, right? That totally makes sense. I'm just gonna watch you and cry about everything you do and but I don't like you. It's like they hate you, but they can't do anything about it. How your show, dude? It's unique and interesting. I mean, they easily could shut it down, but I think they don't because by allowing me to continue, they get a window into, because everything I talk about is shit that ends up coming true. So, if they're going to monitor a Goyim, I'm the perfect guy to do it with. As long as they prevent me from actually, reaching out to who I could reach out to, as long as they throttle me and keep my numbers down, they have nothing to worry about. They just have to be really careful not to let me accidentally pop off. Because they couldn't handle it. They couldn't. I'm not the type that would crumble like Nick Fuentes. I'm not embarrassed by anything I have to say. I'm actually really, really proud of everything I have to say. And I'm not on any sort of side. There's no discrimination from me. I'm not saying, oh, my spaceman sky daddy is better than your spaceman sky daddy. On NPCs, I think there are a lot of them. I don't agree with everything you say, but isn't that life? Yeah, to me that's the more interesting part because I want to know what you disagree with. I don't need to be pat on the back and told I'm great. I want to if I'm wrong about something, I definitely want to know what I'm wrong about. So that if I ever do get into a position to where I am speaking to a much larger audience, the thing that you find wrong doesn't get exposed while I'm on stage or in that position. So if I'm wrong, by all means, tell me what I'm wrong about. That's all that matters to me. I don't take it like I'm not some crybaby who thinks everybody needs to agree with me. I expect you to disagree with me. And I know that's how I get better. I was wrong believing that the earth was round forever. I was wrong believing in patriotism and in the historical record. I had to be wrong before I could be right. This is such a, you know like, this is an important thing. This is we're trying to not only just speak it into the ether, but be that refuge for people who might not have anybody else in their lives that are saying things that they need to hear or that they want to hear. Mm. You've never seen proof of what? Never seen proof of of Jesus? Because there's definitely no proof of that anywhere. No proof of Muslim, Islam bullshit. Nope. No proof of any of it. Some people like to watch because you have the same opinion they do. I try not to do too many opinions. I really try to, on the big boy level, speak in facts. We're trying to have a factual conversation. We're trying to get to the bottom of things. We're trying to understand the world we live in. Yo, is you is ready? Is you is ready? Is you is ready for a good time? I don't dropping dimes. I'm not who Rockefeller mentioned. So, show you proof of what, dingus? You can't say show me proof, but then not elaborate on what proof you're supposedly looking for. And what do you consider proof? Oh, this doesn't feel good at all. Ow. Can you get the door?
Boy,
Hey guys, come here!
come help Dad. Go open the truck for him. Come on, quick.
Where do you want it?
I don't know.
You want it in the front or the back, baby?
Probably the back.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Here?
Let's see. Is it gonna fit back there? You know me, it doesn't quite fit. I mean, it's just weird. It's like, what do you need proof of? Again, why is this such a difficult thing? Why is it always so difficult to have adult conversations with people?
Let me, please, we don't need this. My mom was kind of homeless. I live with my dad. I want to help her out.
Okay. Yes. Shit maintains. Let's see again. Let's see. I'd love to hear yours.
I don't want that lid to pop off.
Got it.
Okay. Mom, what do you want me to grab?
Hold on, I got it.
I just, the obsession is so funny. Just think about it like in any other circumstance, especially if it is in fact that I have a mental disorder. And these people are like obsessed with this part of, like, they're gonna, this guy has a mental disorder, so I'm obsessed with him and trying to, like, talk shit. And, like, who are these fucking weirdos?
Alright. So this bag has to go.
Well, good thing you're standing there, huh?
Okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Hold on, Nick. These gifts gotta go, and this bag, you gotta get it.
I'll pick up the box.
Hold on.
Oh. This will be my work for the day. Oh, this man here. No, I don't give a shit about anything you do. Can you imagine this guy he has his own music. He has music, and instead of promoting, pushing, doing his own thing, again, get in the house. Have fun. Thank you. Do you guys need help? I have 2 boys for that. You guys might be helping them get their dishwasher in the house, apparently.
Okay, these have to go in my front seat. In the front seat.
Oh, yeah.
You're done. This goes with this dead kid.
Yeah, come on.
This goes with your thing.
Just, okay, go in the back.
You go right here.
I heard you. I heard it. All right. All right.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Are we serious?
Is that it?
Think. Just have to think for a second.
Rolly is busted. Rolly is actually busted.
Did you open the blinds?
There you go. Ha! David got him. That was funny. Yeah. I definitely think, like, our music isn't going to appeal to everyone, especially the people it talks about. You know, a lot of our songs talk about the bad people in the world. The pedos, the friars, the string pulling assholes, the trolls. There's a couple of songs dedicated to trolls. And of course, they're not going to like it. Do we go anywhere when we die? Who cares? You'll figure it out when you get there. Until then, you can't know. So make the best of the life that you have. Because for all you know, it shuts off. You shut off, that's it, you move on. You do nothing. It just beep, just goes off. You just shut off. You know? Best case scenario, you find yourself up in heaven, and I mean, you know, doesn't the God, I mean, if you're going to choose to believe in the God that you believe in, and you're going to, you know, pick and choose which rules you want to believe in anyway, doesn't that God be like, hey, you were a good person, get on in here? I mean, what does it matter? You either go underground or up in smoke, go someplace after you're done. I don't care. I don't care. If there's some sort of ultimate being out there, and it's truly gonna punish me for, you know, being vehemently against pedophilia and stealing from poor people and, you know, all of the shit that's associated with the church and the Bible, then you know, okay, I guess. I guess I'll just deal with that. I don't even know. Like, I can't imagine. There's nothing that can reconcile that and make it okay. Okay, well, yeah, well, I guess. You know, I'm just going to believe that, you know, the same God that's making sure I get my food. Thank you, God, for this beautiful food that I worked hard for and then paid for and then prepared. Thank you, God. While allowing Israel to drop bombs on children after starving them to death. Like, I'm just not, I can't be like, that's a cool God. I want to go hang out with him. What's up?
When I'm gone, can you make lunch? I got the stuff out for it.
No. If you got it out, you can do it. I bet you can. I'm proud of you. You're a big girl. Besides, it's my birthday. So, it's my birthday week.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday week.
All right, here it's nice.
You know, focusing on what happens after you die is such a waste of life. You think the animals do that? You think the animals run around worried about what's going to happen after they die? No church in the wild. Once you got to a man, there's a man to a God. Once you got to a non-believer who don't believe in anything. It's a great beat. Hmm?
All right. Is this one? No. Oh, yes. Thank you. I love you.
Elephant shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful. I tuck things in, but you know.
The police were formed to round up the slaves and their Zionists.
You know the funniest thing is, like, the crybaby in the comments. To do what I do wouldn't be able to be done any other way. Rapping this shit sounds silly. Rap is supposed to be like a certain thing. Like rap sounds weird when it's not a certain thing. And you know, most songs you can't get enough message out. You know, rock songs and shit. It's 4 bars, 8 bars repeated a bunch of times. Who knows? But it's nothing big. The only way that you can do what needs to be done is through some sort of poetic style, which is the thing that they fear the most. It's what they said. Rockefeller's guy said it. We don't want the poets. We don't want the laureates. We don't want the this. Well, I'll see if I can find the quote.
Can't handle that the Bible should be considered Bible. Guilty of the word. Propaganda that's so vile that
Let's see. is the new page tab? How the fuck you?
But when
I don't know. I didn't open the door.
together, nothing is better. I'll always say never to.
All right, let's see. What was I just looking at? Fuck. Forgot what I was gonna look up. God damn it. Oh yeah, Rockford. Okay, so it's not. I know Rockefeller didn't say it. His guy said it. But where's the quote? There we go. I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. But that's not the full. Where is it? Maybe it's this. Oh, disputed quote. No, that's not it. Where is it? I know it. I know the quote. I mean, I know it's his right hand man. His right hand man made the quote. Kira. It's weird that this can't be found, because even if it's not real, it should be able to be, the thing that I'm talking about should be able to be found. Snopes is gonna be like, no, he didn't say it. No, he didn't say it. Unproven attribute and view of the elites. Rockefeller donated millions. General education. That's not it. God damn, there's so many fucking commercials on this goddamn thing. Anti-vaccine. Another one of these fucking commercials. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is going on here? I don't want to nation of thinkers. No, this isn't it. I can't even get through it anymore. What the fuck? We shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers or men of learning or men of science. We have not to raise up among them authors, editors, and poets or men of letters. We shall not search for great artists, painters, musicians, nor lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of whom we have ample supply. So, if you just look at what's being presented to you, authors, editors, and poets is before artists, painters, and musicians, which is also before lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, and statesmen. Those are the least important in that communication, right? Think about that shit. Rockefeller advisor Frederick Taylor Gates. Gates was instrumental in the founding and operation of the GEB and described the philosophy this way in his 1916 book, The Country School of Tomorrow. Here, let me finish it. The task we set before ourselves is very simple, as well as a very beautiful one: to train these people as we find them to a perfectly ideal life, just where they are. So we will organize our children into a little community and teach them to do in a perfect way the things their fathers and mothers are doing in an imperfect way in the homes, in the shops, and on the farms. We will teach them, train these people as we find them to a perfectly ideal life just where they are, to thinking that the life that they have is the idyllic one. Yes, Gates is the one who said that. Like I said over and over, it wasn't Rockefeller, it was Rockefeller's guy. Gates is Rockefeller's top dog. Rockefeller advisor, Frederick Taylor Gates. Let's see. See if he comes up. Because I know he does. I've looked him up before. Frederick Taylor Gates. You know, he's one of these guys. I guess this is to show that he doesn't have the bump. Born July 22nd, 1853 in Maine, Broome County, New York. Died February 6, 1929, Phoenix, Arizona. Was an American Baptist, clergyman, educator, and the principal businessman and philanthropic advisor to the major oil industrialist John D. Rockefeller Sr. from 1891 to 1923. Over 30 years, he was the and the principal business and philanthropic advisor. The principal, meaning the main guy. The main guy to advise Rockefeller for 30 years. From what the narrative tells you of Rockefeller, does he sound like a guy who was advised of things? I mean, I'm not expecting any of you to know fucking Rockefeller history, at least any of you dumbass trolls. I know some of you regulars might know, but what makes you think that he would let this guy tell him what to do? His spouses were Lucia Fowler Perkins from 1882 to 1883. Then he married Emma Lucille Calhoun in 1886. He had 7 children. His alma mater, University of Rochester, Rochester Theological Seminary. And think, I mean, he's a Baptist clergyman and an educator. What would he be doing advising John D. fucking Rockefeller? Gates was born on July 2nd, 1853 in Maine, Broome County, New York. He was the son of Granville and Sarah Jane Bowers Gates. His father was a Baptist minister, and his neighbor and uncle was Cyrus Gates, a cartographer, abolitionist, and local judge. You know, because back then you had to have at least 3 things that today would be a full-time profession. You know, you couldn't just be a fucking judge. You know, what's a judge? You got to be a cartographer and an abolitionist on the side. Fucking hey, why not? He graduated from the University of Rochester in 1887 and from the Rochester Theological Seminary in 1880. He was a member of the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity. Always interesting when you start looking into these fraternities that these guys belong to or fucking founded. From 1880 to 1888, he served as pastor of the Central Baptist Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He left the ministry and was appointed the secretary of the newly formed American Baptist Education Society, where he championed a Baptist university in Chicago to fill a void that existed in Baptist education. On January 21st, 1889, Getz met the lifetime Baptist John D. Rockefeller didn't know. Oh, wait, his dad's Wild Bill. Right. So, did you guys know that? That the Rockefeller family goes to Wild Bill? He proved to be central to the suggestion and subsequent design of the funding plans for the creation by Rockefeller Sr. of the Baptist University of Chicago. He subsequently served for many years as a trustee on the board. Let's just see what the university. Oh, do we not get to see the building? I mean, that just makes sense. Why wouldn't you have that be your fucking shield? Nothing weird about that. I mean, it's just a griffin. A griffin on your shield, that means nothing. Why does everybody always try to make it out to be something? It's nothing. It's just a griffin on a shield. Jeez. I mean, jeez. That's just, whatever. It's just people hanging out in front of buildings know what he could have built. Jeez. Hey, you guys, let's just hang out. We're all Baptists. Jeez. Oh, yeah, the University of Chicago Baptist. Yeah. Built this motherfucker. Yep. Yeah. One of those numerous Rockefeller buildings that were just thrown up like it was fucking nothing. This is, I guess, how it's so big that's what the picture has to look like. Yep. Fucking A. I'm such a crazy conspiracy theorist. I mean, geez. How long does that kind of ivy take to grow up like that? Because when you see the oldest pictures that they have, the ivy will be there too. Oh yeah, there we go. Just. Oh yeah, because remember, they would they take a piece out or added a piece or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. More of it. Yep. Rockefellers built this shit. I mean, what's up, dog? Why would anybody ever question history and shit? I mean, come on, you guys. You're just being stupid. I'm just being stupid. You guys are the logical ones. Those who don't question anything like this. This is our goofy ass design. Look how ugly that shit is. You see our designs and then you see these old fucking gates. Oh no, here it is in winter. How did they heat these big buildings? And, speaking of winter time, think about this building in the 1800s. How are you heating and cooling this building? What is this? Some sort of hadron collider that exists over here as well? Look at that shit. Look at how beautiful that is. And it just happens to look like every other university, like University of Michigan, University of this, they all have the same fucking shit. Same building. Oh yeah, look at it on the inside, right? If you don't think they could build that in the 1800s, you're a fucking moron. Early 1900s. And then we get that. Look how ugly that shit is in comparison. But it goes up and it's got a box shape. Established in 1890. Just established it. First, University of Chicago was founded by a small group of Baptist educators and incorporated in 1857 after a land endowment from Senator Stephen A. Douglas and a fundraising campaign directed by the first president of the institution, John C. Burroughs. It closed in 1886 after decades of financial struggle, exacerbated by the Great Chicago Fire and the Panic of 1873. Great Chicago Fire where like 3 people died. You would have to see what the griffin represented back then to know what it meant. Would you? Do you think it changes? And when you start asking, like, okay, so they knew what the griffin was. Where did this collection of knowledge even begin to exist? Like, you have to remember what they tell you the world looked like in 1850 something. By wood and coal is how they heat. Yep. Yeah, they had wood and coal stoves. So, where do you think they kept the incredible amounts of wood and coal that they would have to heat such an immense complex for an entire winter? You know, we're talking about some of the most brutal winters in the United States. You say things without thinking about them because it's just how you're programmed to respond. You're programmed to respond with, oh yeah, it was just coal. And they had little furnaces. Do you understand how much coal, how much wood they would have to have continuously just pumping into? These are huge buildings. Huge. Where did these endless supplies come from? How did they get them there? What shipping networks did they use to ensure that each place had its winter supply of coal and or wood, whatever? And do you understand the amount of soot in it? Like, these buildings wouldn't be these beautiful opulent buildings with fucking frescoes on the walls and, you know, every detail top to bottom, inside and out, be, you know, fabulous if they had nothing but smoke furnaces, coal, fucking fire. It would just be, you're not thinking about things properly. You're trying to force the square peg into the round hole. You know, maybe if you push it hard enough, it'll fucking wear down the sides and you might be able to get it in there. Kinda. But you're not letting yourself go to the where it should be. You know, Greek, Roman mythology, and before that, maybe Atlantis. What the hell does that have to do with it? You know, and then there's the idea of the giant mansions and shit that would have these huge fireplaces, but the fireplaces don't have, they weren't used like fireplaces are today. And radium was a huge thing. They had lots of radium heaters. Where were they getting all this radium from? You know, that's the actual answer. Is at least according to the historical narrative, is that some sort of radium. But even when it comes to the big buildings, the big skyscrapers, like, so you have a 20-story skyscraper built in, you know, even go the Empire State Building, built in 400 days in the 30s, in 1930 to 31. Maybe it's 31 to 32. I'm not sure. Sorry. How many stories is that? Empire State Building? $102 stories. 102 stories, built from 30 to 31. Building has a roof height of 1,250 feet. Stands a total of 1,454 feet, including its antenna. Empire State Building was the world's tallest building. World's tallest building. Let's see. We'll go to history. The site was previously owned, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, this is the whole Jacob Astor shit. The Astor Hotel. What used to be there was fucking incredible. Yeah, this is the Waldorf Astoria that used to exist prior to the fucking. This is from 1901. This is a picture from 1901. Who built this building? What did they use to build this building? I mean, it's embarrassing. The Waldorf Astoria was built in 1893. It was built in 1893. 1 year. 2 years before there were power tools. Here are both the hotels, the Waldorf and the Astoria were next to each other. And then they combined to form the Waldorf Astoria. This was in the 1800s. This is the Waldorf and the Astoria right across the street from each other. These are hotels. How many visitors were visiting New York in 1893 that they needed that many, high class hotel rooms? This isn't just any old hotel room. But the Empire State Building was built in 1930 and to 31, 400 days to build 100-story skyscraper, tallest skyscraper in the world ever. Just incredibly beautiful top to bottom, withstood a plane hitting it, is ornately, has all sorts of ornate shit all over it. Like nobody would ever see the top of the building, so why would you have designs on the top of the building in the first place? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Took a picture of the town hall here. I'll send it to you. Think you'll appreciate it, of course. Because it doesn't make any sense. But think about, okay, so on the 98th story of the Empire State Building, in the middle of fucking winter, can you imagine how unbelievably cold it would be? I mean, it's not like we had like high density glass and shit back then, right? We didn't have the sort of super protective glass that we have now in the world. As a matter of fact, in the 20s and shit, during the Depression, apparently people were jumping out of those motherfuckers all the so you could open the windows back then. How were you heating the 98th floor of the Empire State Building back in 1930? Was it coal? Is it the magical coal heat system they have? Go ahead, look it up. I mean, just think about where would they even get all of let's say it was a wood stove. Everybody just had wooden stoves. How would they even begin to get the amount of wood necessary for each person to have a wooden stove full of... It's not showing me the stuff. I don't know. It won't. Messenger won't pop up right now. It's really weird. I'm pulling it up, but nothing is showing. Here, look at. I'll show you. I'll take a picture, and then I can't even say what is going on here. It won't do it. It's really weird. My messenger isn't working right now. 9 likes, 4 viewers. Totally makes sense. if you're watching, please share this. Take 2 seconds and share this. Yeah. It literally, all you have to do is click share. It'll pull up Facebook. Share it on Facebook. If you need to, say, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. Why would I share this? Says somebody who has they're pretending to be me. I mean, Can you imagine being that stupid? Dude, why would you pretend to be me? That's the real question. Why would you why would I matter? Me and my 4 viewers. I'm such a nothing that somebody is going to make a fake profile pretending to be the real me. Would that even make the slightest amount of sense? Is that something anybody in their right fucking mind would ever do? Ever? Nobody is that desperate for anyone else's attention, are they? Can you imagine that shit? You are that desperate for someone to pay attention to you? You've been stalking them for years. You make fake profile after fake profile, they get blocked because you say some sort of weird pedo shit. And then you're gonna be like, why would I share this? It's the craziest, it's the most, if you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel level stupid thing I can think of. They're not going to come out here and be like, yes, we are all friars. We are terrified of this guy. Right? You guys need to see it for what it is. They're going to give you the clues. If I leave them on here, why would I let somebody that's faking, pretending to be me? Because if I just leave him on here long enough, he'll out himself. And lo and behold, there it is. Can anybody else make sense of this? If I'm wrong about everything I do, or I talk about, my music sucks, I suck, I'm dumb, why would anyone care about me that fucking much? Like, that's more than liking somebody. If you like somebody, you're like, oh, cool, but other things come up, you miss their feeds or whatever, other things in life come up and you do other things. You're not obsessed with the person. You just like them. But when you quote, when you quote hate someone that you've never even met, just the idea that it doesn't give a fuck about you other than hope you're a pedo. Like that person would matter enough that you would hate them to begin with. Like that's such a weird thing. Like, I hate Netanyahu. I can say that without a. I never met him, but I hate him. I hate Trump. I hate these people. And if I was given the opportunity to say so, I absolutely would. I wouldn't be talking about, their stupid haircuts or whatever. I wouldn't be using a fake profile. I would be so proud of everything I had to say, and I would want them to know it was me saying it. And yet, we're talking about the president, the prime minister, not some random fucking doofus on a live feed that I've been obsessing over for years, over a decade. That's fucking strange. That's a level of fandom that is so far beyond, like, that's what happens when you're a superstar, right? It's one thing to have people dig you. It's another thing for people to, wrap their lives around your existence. They don't do anything else. If I'm live, they're here. They don't miss feeds. And the entire time they beg and plead and for attention. Please give me attention. And I hate you so much. I just don't like you. Like, it's the craziest shit. It doesn't even feel real. it's hard to talk to people about it because nobody else experiences this. So they just think I'm like making it up or I'm crazy or something. Because it just sounds so fucking weird. Who would ever do that? Gates then became Rockefeller's key philanthropic and business advisor, working in the newly established family office in Standard Oil headquarters at 26 Broadway, where he oversaw Rockefeller's investments in many companies, but not his personal stock in the Standard Oil Trust. I just, so why would you entrust a pastor, a religious guy with financial anything? Hang on a second. Let's do this. All right, Karen, send me another message. I mean, it's just, I can't imagine this. I can't imagine being that big of a loser that I worship someone else like this. Like this is, you know, this is a level of psychopathy that is rarely seen. You know, the average stalker doesn't go much longer than a year before they find something else. And really, to think that again, this is average person who can make fake profiles that say they've been active for 13 years. Like that just doesn't make any sense. 13, and they're specifically for me. You know, this is just, you know, again, they're not going to come in here and be like, he's right about everything he's reading you and he's talking about. They're going to come in here and try to distract and come in here and try to, you know, just throw the feed off every time I'm right. If I'm not right, if I'm talking about just some standard shit, they're quiet. But when I start nailing the nail on the head, they always start piping up and trying to change the subject. 1892 onwards, faced with the ever-expanding investments in real estate holdings, Rockefeller Sr. recognized the need for professional advice, so he formed a 4-member committee, later including his son, John D. Rockefeller Jr., to manage his money, and nominated Gates as its head and as his senior business advisor. I mean, that would make this guy one of the most powerful men in the world. By miles. Miles. And just think about, like, it's 1892 and shit. What's the communication like? What's the travel like? Apparently the construction is marvelous even without power tools. In this capacity, Gates steered Rockefeller Sr. money predominantly to syndicates arranged by the investment house of Kuhn, Loeb and Company, which is Friars, and to a lesser extent the house of J.P. Morgan. I don't agree. I think he's one of the most introspective people I've ever known. I'm a really big fan, but I'd never do that to him. Don't you think it's a little weird? Of course. They're just so what? Okay, so I have to read you something real quick. I don't think you've been here for this yet, Mary. So before you get yourself drawn into something with these fucking idiots, remember this. Let me introduce you to act.il. Okay, this is a completely locked up page, so there is no Anybody can edit Wikipedia. That kind of stupid shit, even though that's a dumb excuse anyway. But just listen to this. Act.io was a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose online, quote, anti-Israel content such as the BDS movement, boycott, divestments, and sanctions. Its activities were referred to as quote, an online propaganda campaign and, quote, a virtual situation room of pro-Israel experts. This is the most important part. Act.io directed its users to, quote, missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Users were guided how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points, which leads into the mental, schizophrenia and all this. It goes all the way back to the auto-emancipation pamphlet, where it literally said that anybody that opposes the idea of their supremacy has a psychosis, an irrational phobia, and a paranoid, no, and something, three things, but basically mental disorder. That if you don't agree with their supremacy, there's something mentally wrong with you. And you see that to this day with their, schizophrenia. Did you take your meds? The fact that they don't actually engage in any of the conversations, they just say dumb shit. That's what they've been trained to do. They're never going to come in here and they've never been trained on the good things that Israel has done, the good that the friars do to contradict and destroy the arguments about how bad they are by showing all the good they. It's never an option. They're all trained through things like the secure community network, boasts of having of connecting 90% of American friars. They were just a big thing on with the Bondi Beach shooting. The secure community network was mentioned by the news stations as well. So it's a lot bigger thing than you think it is. But they're all taught exactly how to respond, which is never to engage in any sort of real philosophical or intelligent conversation, because you will lose. They know they'll lose. They know that their whole premise is ridiculous and flimsy, and it doesn't stand up to any sort of scrutiny. And anytime you actually start looking into the narrative they want us to know, you'll start seeing shit that just they can't answer for. And so instead of trying to get into that sort of discussion and override you intelligently, it's always just to shoot the messenger. He's crazy. He's schizophrenic. He doesn't know. It's always the same stupid shit. No, it makes sense. Is that your exact YouTube? Nah. And they're just gonna consistently, like, the other thing is, notice this. We saw this earlier. So apparently you get something wrong, right? You said something wrong, so they address what you're saying. They're clearly not just paying attention to me, but reading the comments. So why is it when we talk about the pedophilia and the friar control scheme and all that, why don't they do the same thing with that? Why aren't they tripping over themselves to tell us how we're wrong about everything we're saying here? We're wrong about this, we're wrong about that. How come they don't do that? Because they can't, obviously. You have to see it deeper than it is. You can't expect them to come out and tell you the truth per se. But it's just like anything else. You don't need to go into crazy conspiracy theories. All you have to do is literally look at what they present you. And if you look at what is presented to you and you still believe it, you're out of your fucking mind. So here, we're not done yet though. The app also provided users with ready-made memes promoting Israel's perspective for them to share. Here you go. Here's the most important part. By completing the missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards. What do you think unlocked badges is? What do you think badges are? Right? Badges are prizes. Fuck they care about some silly badges for? Badges are prizes. New TV, trip to Israel, new house, whatever. You can get enough points by doing like what we don't know what it is. We don't know what the criteria is. We're not members of the Secure Community Network. We don't know all the rules and regulations, but we do know that on a Wikipedia page that's out there for anyone who wants to read it to read, it flat out tells you that's what they do. If that's the most if that's what they say in the most sterilized, scrubbed, made to make them look the best they can possibly look way, imagine what it really is. No, badges aren't bribes, they're prizes. When you play video games, so what they did was they turned trolling into like a real life video game. When you play video games and you unlock badges, what do you unlock? You unlock special abilities. You unlock special guns, special this, special that. That's what enough badges gets you. So they're unlocking prizes. If they can get enough attention this way, it's this prize. If they can get enough attention that way, it's that prize. And if I'm wrong, why don't they say what it is? Oh, no, it's just because I'm so entertaining. It's so entertaining to come on here and have me call you a pedo and out you as the Israeli, friar piece of shit that you are. That's super entertaining. Of all the things you could be doing in this world at this moment in time, you could be hanging out with family, you could be cleaning your house, you could be outside, flying a kite, fucking skydiving, you could be having sex with someone, hopefully it's not a child, of course, with you pieces of shit, but you could be doing literally anything else in the world, and instead you're here begging for my attention by saying stupid things for the umpteenth time. What sense does that make? It's fucking Christmas Eve and you're begging for my attention? And at the end of the day, it's because I think we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars, and apparently you have an issue with that? Somehow somebody make it make more sense than I do. If you can make it make more sense than I do, then we'll go with your narrative. When until somebody else presents a better narrative than what I present, I'm going to believe my narrative. Delusional topic and a high inhibition rate. This is it. Yep. Notice how there's not a single denial. Not a single fucking denial. Right? This is a burner I only use to harass guys. So there you go. So that in itself, that statement right there. This guy bought a burner phone just so he could be one of 3 people now harassing me by playing the exact role I'm saying. Like, that's how stupid they are. I corrected all of his misinformation on my main, but he didn't like it, so he blocked me. Right. And then we have the false claim, right? So instead of actually providing even a piece of this correction of my misinformation, it's just the claim that they did and that I blocked him for doing it. Isn't it interesting how it's always the same, almost like it's what they were taught to do, the provided responses they were taught to give? They all say the same dumb shit, make the same claims, out themselves in the same fucking stupid way. Right? Because I know all of us, every other person on here has a secondary YouTube page that is dedicated to one person that they had to buy a burner phone to be able to use just to admittedly, just to harass me. They bought and then pay for a burner phone. Can you imagine somebody being that important to you? Does that even begin to make sense? All while you hide behind a fake identity so nobody can know who you really are. If that doesn't sound like Israeli fucking, if that doesn't have the Israeli signatures all over it, I don't know what does. They're so stupid that they think it actually, that we're not going to notice this, or that what they say, yeah, I buy this burner phone just so I can harass guys. Like that's going to make them look better. Who heard that and was like, yeah, that's something I would do? Yeah, it's just understand what you're doing. They're getting points, Mary. Don't you understand? Every time you talk to them, every time you tag them, every time you address anything they say, they get points. And it leads to bigger and bigger prizes. Yeah, that's some real fucking dedication. Why would you need a burner phone? Because I blocked their main account. Because they were on here talking some sort of weird pedo bullshit, flying the pedo flag or some kind of nonsense like that. And they got blocked. So they literally went out and bought a burner phone just so they could watch my feed. Does that even make sense? Oh, now he's backtracking and saying he didn't say that, I guess. Yeah, that's how that works. We all didn't just see it and read it, right? You didn't just admit that you did this. It's a burner phone so I can harass Guy. Like they're just so stupid. And then again, think about this with that Hamza video where the Palestinian guys talk and all the different Israelis he talks to, and just how stupid and obvious they are. They never come across as intelligent. They come across as the most lunatic people you've ever seen. Oh, he meant a burner YouTube account. Oh, because that's what people say. I hear people refer to a burner as a YouTube account all the time. That's what the lingo is. Yeah, people don't mean phone when they say burners. They mean YouTube accounts. Look how dumb we are here. Oh, look at the egg on our faces here. All of us who thought the exact same thing because, the slang means one thing. Nope, it meant something else. Boy, are they fucking smart. And this is what happens time and time again. The more you see it, the more you should be angry at the fact that somehow this level of stupidity is controlling the narrative. They're this stupid. I can only explain it to you. I can't understand for you. Yep. Again, I'm the only one who made the mistake of I made a mistake that you actually felt like you had the need to correct because you realized, I meant a burner YouTube account. Duh. Right? Because I'm just off my fucking rocker. I love it, man. I appreciate the fuck out of it. Keep providing the evidence that I'm talking about. It's hard to come by. In real time. We can go back and look at any old narrative you want to, and it damn near every time points to exactly what I'm saying. And again, notice how look at the venom. Look at the just consistent responding. No, it's this. No, but not one thing was to deny being a pedophile. Not one thing is to deny being Israeli or a friar in general. Right? I'm getting upset that this is happening on every level. It's not a conspiracy anymore. That's just weird. He's proving you right, guy. I told you. Nothing to get upset over. Be grateful it's happening. The more times they do this, the better. The dumber they are, the better. It's catching on. Obviously, their ruse is falling apart. Look around, and everybody's talking about it. Look at the effort they have to put into someone like me to keep me down. Because they know, like, times are right, man. If I even catch the smallest fire, I'm going to explode, and they can't have that. That's why they had to censor everything. So it shouldn't upset you, it should motivate you. If you think you found the spot, you think you found at least the beginnings, then share it. Help. That's all we can do is just keep fighting. Belch. It's more people are starting to question things, indeed. And unfortunately, when they do question things, they're funneled to an Alex Jones or a Nick Fuentes or a whatever. We have to reach them. That's why it's important that you guys help me. You have to help me get there. Because as soon as somebody starts looking up conspiracy this or conspiracy that, the system, ding, 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 and it puts in the protocol. All right, feed him Nick Fuentes, feed him Ian Carroll. Feed him our guy so he doesn't find that guy. At the end of the day, I want everybody to be happy and safe. I even want the friars to be happy and safe. I think they need to move their happy asses to the Jewish Oblast, the Jewish Autonomous Oblast in Russia, a country 4 times the size of Israel, where they're not surrounded by the enemies and they can live in peace and harmony, which is all they ever wanted, right? They already have it. They had it before they had Israel. When you hear them say, oh, we just need a place of our own, we just need a place of our own, you've had a place of your own. 1928. You had your very own fucking country, the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. Why wasn't that good enough? It's not even like it's a terrible place. It's beautiful. Mountains and, really, really mild sort of climate. Why wouldn't you want to go there? Like, this is the kind of shit where, again, you're going to notice the dumbass isn't going to come here and deny anything I'm saying here. It's just going to be some other dumb shit where, I don't even know. I will never, ever take you seriously if your profile name is my name, but you're the real me or whatever. Literally, the only thing that's going to be said is going to work against you. I already know that. And I can just pick and choose. I can literally ignore all of your comments until I decide, you know what, I'm going to read one. And as soon as I read it, it's like, boom, look how stupid you are, boom, and then ignore the rest. It's not even a cherry pick. It's just anytime I want to. Landlocked and secluded. All right. No enemies anywhere. None of the scary Muslims that want them dead for no reason whatsoever. They've never done anything to anybody. No, cherry picking would be if I read all of your comments and then chose which ones I was going to respond to. But even then, even if that was what I was doing, and I was able to still destroy you, to randomly or purposefully pick multiple comments that I could just, it wouldn't even be hard. You would just get destroyed time and time again. I shouldn't be able to do that if you're right. Why would I be able to do that? Why would any of your comments be able to be cherry picked, especially seemingly so easily? You're just a dumb, inbred fucking friar. And again, you picking and choosing which comments you're going to respond to. You cherry picking which comments you're going to respond to shows exactly what I'm saying. Nobody gets called a pedophile. Nobody gets called a genocide supporting piece of shit friar. And isn't one and just lets it slide. That would be the first thing you would deny. But you can't. Your brain doesn't think that way because you're not that way. Anyway, that's enough. You have yourself a fantastic day. Go check out all the receipts in the description. There's a whole day's worth of, really interesting stuff there, including the link to the free download, www.the-bilderberg-group.com. All you have to do is click 0 when it asks how much you want to pay for it, and it's free. So you could always donate, and we do appreciate those that do. But after that, the rest of the stuff, for the most part, is all receipts. Go watch Hollywoodism. You tell me how I'm wrong after watching their movie. This isn't a conspiracy theory movie. This is their flex movie. They put this movie out like, look what we did. Somehow we created Hollywood, and then we controlled it with an iron fist, and we still do to this day. Ha 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 ha. That's basically what that movie's about. Then go read, even though the site will kick you off the article over and over again and take you to this article that, how Israel destroyed Syria's navy, Assad's Syrian navy. It's worth it to just keep scrolling back and reading the Israel Hayom, which is Sheldon Adelson's top priority baby. Israel Hayom was, till he died. The Israel Hayom, which is also Israel's #1 free weekly paper, distributed for free to all of the people in Israel every day or every week. The article Bottom of Darkness is about the ritualistic sexual abuse that is, as common as anything else is there. And it explains how you can have such an awful group of people. A group of people who can fight against the guy who thinks we should kill pedos. A group of people that is consistently caught in those kinds of situations. A group of people that can commit a genocide and knowing that they can be put into a bus, taken to a neighborhood that they know a week beforehand there was families living in there, but the IDF soldiers came and took the families out with, no notice or nothing. They didn't even get to take their stuff. Your bus pulls up, opens the door, and you guys run out, fighting over each other to get to the house so you can claim it. If I don't steal your house, somebody else will. That's the mentality. How do you get to that mentality? And it's through ritualistic sexual abuse, where you destroy them from a young age. And then you force them to do it to another child to complete that loop and make them the monster that they need to be. And whether you're actually doing it or you know about it, but it's a much larger problem than people understand. It's not some occasional thing. The amount of cases that exist are terrifying. And that's just a tenth of the amount of cases that there actually are. So go learn. Go ahead and tell me what I'm wrong about. By all means, tell me exactly what I'm wrong about. And uh, and then check out the other receipts. I mean, seriously, there are multiple other links in the description for you to spend some time on. And you go ahead and you double check everything I've presented to you today and every other day against the information. Again, all of that is their shit. Nothing that's presented outside of my work is any sort of conspiracy stuff. It's the official narrative. It's the Wikipedia narrative. It's the YouTube link to Naftali Bennett bragging about how they control Wikipedia. If I'm wrong, you can tell me. If not, have yourself a great fucking day. And you pedophiles, absolutely 100% Christmas time, kill yourself.